All right. And we're back here at the stable in Wartrace, Tennessee for another night of Cascade Lady Champion and Champion basketball right here on the Zinger 100.9, your radio home for Cascade Champion Lady Champion and Champion basketball. Good evening, everyone. Brandon Crossland alongside Mr. Noah Maddox, a familiar friend from our football season this past few months. If you're wondering about Mr. Brian Cruz, he will be here later tonight, had a prior commitment. But we look to see Brian Cruz and also David McGee in the boys' game. But we're glad you're joined with us here tonight. The Lady Champions about to take on the Lady Raiders of Moore County tonight. Your Lady Champions so far this year are 1-3. And after a win at the beginning of the year at Hampshire 55-54, a loss versus Tullahoma 42-68, a loss to Eagleville here at home 37-49. And then a tough loss there on the road at Rockville this past Monday. That final score was 61-22. And a lot could be said about Monday night and the things that went on, but the best thing to do, I know it's what Coach JD would do, we'd move on to Thursday, where we are now, and just look at the task at hand. You've got the Moore County Lady Raiders head coached by Chad Spencer, a familiar name in the Cascade circles, but now in charge of the Lady Raiders. And Noah, I'm going to let you on the mic. I think you've waited long enough. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. Great to be back for tonight. So, yeah, that's about it. I'm ready for some basketball. It's basketball season for sure. Weather outside is hit the cold.
You better say the weather outside
today
is frightful.
It is very
to go
frightful.
with the song.
There you go. Yeah.
But inside the stable, it is warm and delightful. We're ready for some Cascade Lady Champion basketball. We hope you are as well. And welcome into the Cataldo Auto Repair Service Center keys to the game. We don't want to forget our car keys. And it's been a while since I've asked you this, Noah, but it's in a different sport entirely. What are the three keys tonight for the car's keys to the game?
Yeah, the cars, your car's keys. You can't go anywhere without them. First thing, you mentioned it. You touched on it a little bit just a few moments ago. Flush the Rockville game down. You know, I guarantee they have. You know, but you gotta start strong and show that you've flushed it down, because that game is against a big school. You're a young team, and you are working on improving for district play, which does not start this week. So that's the biggest thing is flush Rockville, focus on tonight. This is a completely different team. And then the second thing, be patient on offense. Got a familiar face in the gym. It's a new gym, but a familiar face for a familiar school. Coach Chad Spencer, for Moore County is back at Cascade, and of course many people know that he did coach at Cascade, the high school and middle school girls team. So a little familiar face and a little familiar with the way that he likes his teams to play. The biggest thing is be patient on offense. You can't let Moore County out and run. Coach Chad Spencer loves to push the ball when he can, and Moore County, that's their tradition with girls high school basketball is they're very solid year in and year out, and that's going to be the same here this season. So you got to be patient on offense, work, and find the best shot that you can. And then the third thing is sound team defense, not just individual, but team defense. You have to, there's going to be lapses. It's a young team, but work on your defensive principles that you want to instill come district play. Focus on them, and results kind of let them fall as they may as you work on what you need to work on to get ready for the biggest portion of your season.
Well, thank you, Noah. Those are your car's keys to the game, and they've proven that cars at 219, or you have proven rather, that cars at 219 Blackman Boulevard East in Wartrace is just a place when you need vehicle repair and you need it fast. That's Cars, proud sponsor of your Cascade Lady Champions and Champions on the Zinger 100.9. We also like to thank all of our other sponsors here on the Zinger 100.9. That's First Bank, Curl Construction and Excavating LLC, Garrison Valley Farms, of course, Cataldo Auto Repair Service Center, DNR Dumpsters, DNR Contractors, Cascade Veterinary Hospital, and State Farm, Rob Gardner Agent. We're going to take a 2-minute pause and come right back for more pregame action right here on the Zinger 100.9. It's your Cascade Lady Champions taking on the Lady Raiders tonight from the stable. We'll be back in 2 minutes. So the only downside to having this muted is we can't talk like that at home games.
Oh, okay.
With quality local beef backed by Bedford County tradition at Garrison Valley Farms. Proud supporter of Cascade Champion Basketball on the Zinger.
Cataldo Auto Repair Service Center in Wartrace is thankful for your loyalty with us over the years. When you need vehicle repair, you need it fast and right the first time. You've proven that cars at 219 Blackman Boulevard East in Wartrace is the place to go. Thanks for trusting their services on all your vehicles time after time. Cars, an excellent alternative to any expensive dealership because their knowledge base and equipment stacks up the same, if not better, than the dealer. Thank you for relying on Cars, proud sponsor of your Cascade Champions on the Zinger.
DNR Contractors is your local home improvement firm, locally owned and operated with over 30 years experience in the remodel industry. From roofing to remodels or home additions, DNR Contractors is here to help with your next home improvement project. Get your home holiday ready by calling my daddy today at 931-684-1685 or visit our website at dnrcontractors.com. Go Champs!
You're listening to the Zinger 100.9 and AM 1400 WZNG Shelbyville, your radio home for Cascade Lady Champions basketball.
And back here from the stable on the Zinger 100.9, your Cascade Lady Champions getting ready to take on the Lady Raiders of Moore County. And folks, we're glad you joined with us here on the Zinger 100.9, streaming on WZNGradio.com. And also on the free mobile app. That's the Zinger 100.9 on the App Store and Google Play. And taking a look at I know we said we were going to push the last game behind us, but I did have some notes on it. Our total points for the Lady Champions this year so far with these few games we've had, points for 156, points against 232. And you take a look at the box score here from Cascade and Rockvale. Quarter one, only 2 points scored by the Lady Champions. Quarter two, 12. And then we spent quarter three and quarter four wondering what went wrong. 4 points per quarter, Noah.
Yeah, that's not it's not exactly how you want to close against a vastly superior, just superior not only in talent, but the sheer size of the school. These are a lot of big schools that teams like in Cascade's size love to play in the first 2 months of the season because it gives you the best competition to prepare for your district play, which is where your season is won and lost for sure.
It lets you know where you're at for later, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they had a lot of great individual talent, but what Brian and I were saying during that game on Monday was during the beginning, they weren't a team that was insurmountable. We could have taken them over if we just had the regular pitch and catch. There were some simple techniques that we weren't zeroing in on, and that really ended up costing us in the beginning. And I think later on it was just a combination of that and also just plain fatigue.
Right, yeah, and it's, it's still, like we've said, it's still early and a new system and new principles on both offensively and defensively are being, still implemented and ingrained from Coach DeMumbrium. And so, she knows that, there's work to do before district play. And of course, the district for Cascade, at least for this season, is laid out such that you can afford to play more of these type of out of district games against these bigger schools because there's only 4 teams. And so, we're still really early to talk about postseason and all that, but you do have some sense of, security with that fact. So,
well, I don't know how much we're going to be able to have you on this season, but while we're here, I want to give you a chance to talk about this boys team. I mean, 4-0 starting in the year. They've taken down some monsters that are nowhere near their district, Tullahoma, and just Monday night, Rockville coming out there with a banger 72-69.
Yeah.
And we all thought it was going to go into overtime. And then after that, it wasn't. They had some seconds to it. And then Rockville made a big dumb mistake there at half court. Give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, huge win, obviously, on Monday night. When I saw the score and heard a little bit of what was going on, I mean, that is a massive win, and it goes the same for the boys team when we talk about the district play and setting yourself up. Coach Lawson, he's been here a lot, a little bit longer than Coach DeMummerum has. So
right.
He's had, and a lot of these guys, he's got senior guards that have been through the system for this is their 3rd year, I'm pretty sure, underneath him. So second or third season under Coach Lawson, it feels like it's been 3. It could easily be 2, But with just having those older guards that know exactly what to do and how to play, that's going to prove a lot for the outlook of this boys' season. And I think the new region they were in last season, having to play, in Pearl Cone and East Nashville, that was a good learning experience for them because pretty much the whole team is back. Minus, one player, Justice Carter. And so that was a good learning experience for Cascade. And I think coming into this year, you'll see them fare a lot better in that region tournament. And of course, I think everyone around the program expects to at least get back to the state sectional game.
They've had some good looks, and here is some of the info there from Cascade and Rockville on Monday night on the boys' side of things. 3 for 5 there on the left side of the arc. They're 60%. 50% on the right-hand side, on the right wing, on the arc, and a lot of the heavy work being down in the low post. It's 77% on that left side, 50% on the right side, and just a lot of impressive stuff all year long so far from the Cascade champions and lady champions as well. They just need to find a way to close out these games and finish strong. I think we're getting near and nearer to pregame ceremonies. So with that, we will turn it down to the man at the scorer's table. And the other night it was Tyler Bowman, and it fails me to figure out who it is tonight. But nonetheless, we'll send it down here for – well, I think we'll hold on. They're not quite there yet at the national anthem yet. We'll wait a moment. 1 minute and 40 remaining here in the pregame timer. The JV game for the boys went on. I believe Cascade won that ball game versus Moore County, and Coach Chris Lawson was also
he was one of the referees.
One of the referees, yes.
Him and a former player were the 2 referees for the junior varsity matchup. So that was cool to see. Absolutely.
And now we'll get that national anthem, so we'll rise for the playing of our nation's anthem.
For the playing of our national anthem.
And with the playing of our national anthem, we'll be getting our starting five here for the Lady Raiders of Moore County visiting tonight. So I will turn it over to you, Mr. Noah Maddox.
Yes, we're getting to see the starting lineup. Katie Fletcher, number 2 for Moore County. A former Cascade champion in Ava Butts also starts for the Raiderettes. Macy Fletcher just was being announced there. Ellie Graham announced as well, number 20 for the Raiderettes. There's Ava Butts announced, obviously, as we just mentioned, a former Cascade champion. And then Madison Dingler is the 5th starter for Coach Chad Spencer. And there we go, the lights go out.
Thank you so much, Noah. And now for the starting five here, Cascade Lady Champions, as the lights are dark. And it's about to light up here from the stable. All right, Kagan Young.
Yeah, so for Cascade, we will see, it looks like Susanna Cruz, so a very young starting lineup, obviously. The one junior being Abrielle Presley. Sophie Ray starting as well, sophomore, along with fellow sophomore Cadence Miller, another freshman in Keegan Young, and then a second freshman in Susanna Cruz. So Cascade, obviously we mentioned, Coach DeMumbrium has talked about it, a young team, not afraid to, start more than a pair of underclassmen here tonight.
And folks, if you're joining us on the YouTube live stream, the video camera not quite up yet, so we'll see what we can do about that. In the meantime, the audio will still be there. As we get ready here from the stable, tip-off underway. Your Cascade Lady Champions have Susanna Cruz there at the half court. And a quick whistle here. They'll do the re-tip-off. And we're underway now. Lady Raiders have it. Their possession. It goes out of bounds behind the bucket. That's number 21, Ava Butts. And they'll take it here from the low trigger. That's Dindler. And a quick bucket on the bottom side. Layup by Ellie Graham to kick things off for the Lady Raiders. They're up 2-0. Now for the champion side, Sophie Ray. Bounce pass up high, goes out of bounds on the top side. Cascade Lady Champions operating left to right this first half. Presley will check it back in from the top side, hands out to Kagan Young. Young crosses half court right through the middle, top of the key, and turned over. A lot of aggressive moves there from Ava Butts. This will be going back Cascade side.
Yeah, Moore County employing a half-court pressure defense, kind of zone a 2-1-2. Chad Spencer specialty, wanting a lot of traps, speeding up the offense, and causing trouble and forcing a lot of turnovers.
Young getting a lot of pressure there from the Lady Raiders, and she moves back to the half court. Young able to pick it up, almost falls to her knees. The ref there able to help her out. Here comes the video feed. Now we are in business, Noah. Kind of worried about that. Thank you very much, whoever took care of that. And Presley inbounds from the bottom baseline out to Kagan Young, half court, up to Cadence Miller. Miller with the low dribble up to Cruz. Cruz to the short corner to Miller. Now down low with the corner to Miller, back to Presley. Presley drives inside the lane and taken away by Moore County.
There's not going to be a lot of split action. You can't really dribble through this defense.
Butts on the high side, gives a quick floater up to the top of the glass, and it's good for two. 4-0, Moore County. Now Cruz looking for some options.
Hot full court pressure from Moore County.
Hand to Presley. Presley up to Young. She crosses the timeline. Right through on the right lane, goes for the layup, and the ball is not with her as she goes up. She'll pick up the foul. No, she will not. Low trigger, Presley. Low to Young. Young drives for three on the bottom side. No good. Rebounded by Miller. Nope. To Young, top of the key. Down low to Presley. Presley drives in that short low corner. Jumper up just off the mark to the left-hand side. Rebounded there in the lane by Sophie Ray. Now this one will go to the line. Sophie Ray to the Garrison Valley Farms free throw line for the first time tonight.
Fouls on number 10, Macy Fletcher. That's Moore County's second team foul.
First shot is up and no good for Ray. Sophie Ray, one of 7 sophomores on the Lady Champion squad. She'll hit the second. So 1 point on the board for the Lady Champions. It's 4-1 Moore County. Madison Dindler, up to Fletcher. Now top of the key with Dindler.
You see Cascade also utilizing some form of half-court pressure. Now they drop back into a man-to-man on the baseline out of bounds.
Low side drive. Float up is no good. It'll be taken back by Cascade.
Great finish by Graham as Cascade try to break this pressure quick.
Up high with Miller. A hand out to Young. And this will be a foul on Moore County, it looks like, on Ava Butts. So 3 fouls already on Moore County. It's taken back in from the top baseline to Kagan Young. Up on the high side to Susanna Cruz.
And that trap in the corner, they've got to steal out of it. That is where they want to force you offensively.
Katie Fletcher down low to Graham. Top of the key to Fletcher. That's Katie Fletcher. Fletcher to Dindler, top of the key. The pass down low to Fletcher on the low side of the arc. Now back top of the key to Macy Fletcher. And they'll throw it out of bounds on the low baseline.
Good action from Moore County. Had the pass, just overthrew it a little bit as Moore County goes full court. This time it's man-to-man pressure. They will mix it up. Substitution for Cascade.
High side, Cascade will inbound it in. Now back to Kagan Young. She'll try to get it the other way. It's batted out of the air. Now back to Cascade with Haley Gill. They'll start another drive here. Kagan Young, top of the key. Pressing in, taken away by Moore County. This goes to Madison Dindler. She'll get a layup on the bottom side. It's good for 2. 8-1, Moore County. Cadence Miller hands it up high to Young. To Rhodes. Bella Rhodes passes intended for Presley on the top side behind the arc, but it'll fall out of bounds. Timeout will be called by Coach JD. We'll take one as well. 30-second timeout. We'll be back right here on the Zinger 100.9.
When the Cascade family needs top quality veterinary care for their furry little friends, or even around the clock emergency care for livestock, they turn to the vet they trust like family. Family is exactly what you'll find at the Cascade Veterinary Hospital on Fairfield Pike in Wartrace. Proudly serving the Bedford County area since 1998, Dr. West and his team continue to serve our community by providing impeccable care in a kind and compassionate environment. 931-389-0449. CascadeVetHospital.com.
And back here on the Zinger 100.9, Moore County leads over your Lady Champions 8-1. 4 minutes and 54 remain in the first quarter. Inbound from the top trigger, back to the Lady Raiders, cross the half court. It's Madison Dindler with it. Top of the key to Graham. Up to Dindler. She'll trade places, hands it down low to Fletcher. Fletcher starts her dribble. Back and forth, looking for room. Finds it inside the lane. Cut on the low side to Graham. Graham tries to get the shot, no good, but she'll pick up a foul.
Yeah, foul's going to be on number 11, Isabella Rhodes. There was a great cut from Moore County to set up the pass to Ellie Graham, who hits the first free throw. She already with game high 5 points, looking to make it 6.
Trade in for Cascade. Sophie Ray checks in and Bella Rhodes checks out. Second shot up for Moore County's Graham. Off the mark, 9-1, Moore County. 4 minutes and 30 remain in the first quarter. Young hands it down low to Abrielle Presley. Low corner to Gill. She'll drive in the short low corner.
Took too many steps that time.
Traveling called.
This Moore County pressure, they're running a full court, some sort of full court pressure every time down the court. It's been cycling between man-to-man and some sort of zone pressure. As we know, Coach Chad Spencer loves to change up his full court defenses.
Katie Fletcher inside the lane to Graham. Graham tries for a jump up shot and will take a foul as well. This one on the Lady Champions.
It'll be on Susanna Cruz that time. Moore County just a little too easy offensively.
Graham's first shot's good.
Forcing Cascade to speed up a little bit too much on offense, and then defense, they are just too quick right now with their ball movement.
And she'll snag both, makes it 11-1 Lady Raiders. 4 minutes and 10 remain in the first quarter. Kagan Young hands it low to Ray. Now back to Young, she'll cross half court on the top side. Bounce pass goes straight into the body of Ava Butts.
And that, I think they called a foul there on Ellie Graham. It's her first.
Presley will inbound it from the top side to Young. Young top of the key, loose ball. Presley picks it up, goes for the three, air balls it out from that top 45.
I like that shot, though. It was a quick decision from Presley. And a little step into the three-point line. I think she got a little bit closer to the elbow as we see a 2-2-1 pressure here from Cascade.
Butts hands it up high. Driving on the top side, now behind the arc. The hand out to Deinler, now rocking down low to Fletcher. Katie Fletcher now top of the key to Macy Fletcher. Up top to Butts. Sailing this pass down low to Katie Fletcher behind the arc, and a whistle calls.
3 seconds that time. And Coach Spencer does not like that one. He will take a timeout.
So Lady Raider timeout. We'll take another 30. We noticed the video is off here on the YouTube feed, but we will address that if we can. We'll be back in 30 seconds right here on the Zinger 100.9. Moore County Raiders, Lady Raiders lead at 11-1.
Clanton Pipe and Supply, your corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe supplier. Clanton has been selling pipe for over 30 years and carries all types and sizes of corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe. Special orders are available. If it's made, we can get it. We guarantee quality products and reasonable rates, and you'll always get professional service when you call 931-684-4847 for Clanton Pipe and Supply for any pipe and drainage needs. Delivery is available.
And back here on the Zinger 100.9, your Cascade Lady Champions trail 1-11 over the Lady Raiders of Moore County. 3 minutes and 32 remain in the first quarter. Brandon Crossan alongside Noah Maddox for this girls game tonight. Brian Cruz currently with a schedule conflict. He'll join us later this evening along with Mr. David McGee for the boys game. 4-0 are your Cascade champions. We'll see them in action later tonight with the Moore County Raiders.
Now you see more of a 1-2-2 pressure, wanting to trap off the first pass.
Kagan Young out to the top side to Sophie Ray. Taken away quickly by the Lady Raiders, and that's Madison Dingler able to put in a quick shot.
And that's going to be Ellie Graham's second personal foul.
Yeah, dropped there right at the half court on the low side. And Presley will have to inbound it back in. Up to Young. Approaching 3 minutes remaining in the first. Young in trouble, hands it down low to Presley. Now up top to Miller. That pass is intercepted by the Lady Raiders. They'll try to drive in for another low side shot. It's taken back by Young. Young crosses half court on the bottom side. Drives right through the lane there in the middle. Stolen away again by Macy Fletcher. By Moore County. Now up to Logan. Logan on the top 45. She'll try for three. Off the mark. Taken by Kagan Young. Young on the top side, crosses half court, hands it up high to Presley. Presley bounce passes into top short corner to Ray. Up top to Presley, to Miller. Young Stolen away again, another turnover for the Lady Raiders. Topside layup, no good. From Moore County, now back to Cascade to the other end. Abrielle Presley.
You've got numbers.
Three-point shot on the top side, no good. Under the bucket, taken back by Macy Fletcher. Fletcher up to Logan. Logan drives in on the left side lane. No good. Now for Sophie Ray. Ray to Young. 2 minutes remain in the first quarter. Up to Presley. Bounce pass in, stolen away again. Another turnover for the Lady Raiders.
And Ava Butts, she walked on that one. That is a Moore County, that is both teams going a little too quick for their own good. Cascade trying to beat Moore County down the court. Just need to recognize sometimes when to pull it out, because the Moore County is utilizing the multiple defenses that they have to discombobulate the Lady Champions so far tonight.
Anna Clanton downloaded Lana Carter now in the game. Back to Clanton, top of the key, way a few steps behind. Up to Miller on the top side. Miller top corner to Susanna Cruz. And three-point shot goes off the edge of the glass. Miller there to rebound under the basket and goes back to Moore County. Butts down low behind the arc. Up top to Paisley Logan. Logan in the short top corner goes for the jumper. No good. And falls out of bounds on the low baseline. So go back to the Lady Champions. A sub for Bella Rhodes and Cadence Miller back to the bench.
And Harder will come in, Anna Harder will come in for Ava Butts.
Moore County will inbound from Dingler. And a high sailing backboard shot is rebounded and good there in the paint for Moore County. 15-1 for the Lady Raiders. 1:05 remain in the first. High sailing pass there from half court. It's going to go right back the other way. Lady Champions not able to take advantage of that.
Not in any rhythm offensively, and you got to give credit to the Raiderettes. I mean, they are this half court. You know, the defenses they keep changing up, causing the Lady Champions a lot of problems. Got to utilize more pass fakes, ball fakes.
Paisley Logan top of the key, down low to Dingler. Back bounce pass into Logan. She'll try to hand it up to Macy Fletcher. That falls out of bounds, and Lady Champions able to take advantage of it.
Utilize those ball fakes, those pass fakes, get the defenders moving, and you can have some room to pass the ball.
Low baseline back into Katie Fletcher. She'll throw it to no one, and it's Lady Champs ball. Under a minute remaining in the first, 15-1 Moore County. Katie Fletcher, excuse me, it's Kagan Young. Up top to Rhodes, to Cruz. Top side to Young. Young goes inside, three-point land for the jumper on the top 45. That bounces around a while and it goes in good. 15-3 Moore County as the seconds wind away here in the first quarter, under 20. Big bounce pass across the timeline to Katie Fletcher down low, the low 45. Now up to Harder. Three-point shot, top corner. Air ball's out, won't get the rebound. Sophie Ray will pick it up to Young. 3 seconds remain in the first. Low side jumper from Bella Rhodes is good for two. Did she beat the buzzer? She did.
She did, yes. She got it off in time.
15-4, Moore County leads over the Lady Champions. We've ended one quarter of play. Second quarter coming up right here on the Zinger 100.9.
Hi, I'm Blake from Cascade School. Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and great auto and home insurance rates? Yep, that is ta-da! Rob Gardner State Farm. So stop shopping around. Rob Gardner State Farm has got you covered. Give Mr. Rob, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Go Champs!
This is Haley Gill, junior guard, and you're listening to your radio home for Lady Champions Basketball, the Zinger 100.9.
And back here from the stable on the Zinger 100.9. Your radio home for Cascade Lady Champion and Champion Basketball. Seeing what we can do here with the YouTube stream, the video being a little off on us tonight, but we're glad you joined us here on WZNGradio.com or the free mobile app, the Zinger 100.9 on the App Store and Google Play. Second quarter starting up. Cascade trails 5-15 over the visiting Moore County Lady Raiders. Paisley Logan will inbound it from the top half court to, I believe that is Madison Dingler. Dingler.
Yes.
There we go. To Harder. Back up to Dingler. Top of the key, she scrolls at that top side, hands it down low to Fletcher. Fletcher starts her dribble, getting to the short bottom corner, now up to the top corner. They pass. Inside the paint, going for the jumper, that's Dingler.
Yeah, well done from Dingler right there, getting into the lane, splitting the Cascade defense, getting a foul, and she finds her way at to the free throw line. That shot rolled around, almost went in. I didn't know that they were going to call that in the act. They did.
So 2 shots here for Madison Dingler at the line. First shot is good. And a switch here for the Lady Champions. Put back in Haley Gill. And Bella Rhodes goes back to the bench. Second shot for Dingler off the mark. So the low side triggered. Lady Raiders will throw it back in. That's Dingler out to Katie Fletcher. Dingler low corner. She'll go for 3 ball. Just short. And it'll go back to the Lady Champions. Moore County fans don't like that call too much. Young hands it back out to Gill, checks back. Now Young crosses half court on the top side, bounce pass up high to Lena Carter. Top side with Cruz, she passes in to Sophie Ray, but this falls out of bounds again.
They called a foul that time on Katie Fletcher. That'll be her second. Moore County sticking to that 2-1-2 half-court trap pressure, and then on the baseline out of bounds, they've gone to a 2-3.
Carter from the top baseline out to Sophie Ray. To Young. To Carter, top of the key, now inside the paint to Gill. Up top, 3-point shot from Cruz. Good, first bank 3-pointer for Susanna Cruz.
They've got Moore County scrambling a little bit on offense.
All right, good to hear we're back in sync on the YouTube live stream. Great news, 16-7 Moore County. I'm sorry, the Susanna Cruz shot went for 2. Thank you, Noah, for being on point there. 6 minutes and 58 remain in the first half.
Butts will check back in for Katie Fletcher with those 2 fouls Fletcher has.
Dingler top trigger, hands it out to Paisley Logan, top of the key.
Yeah, that's a foul.
Another whistle as she was driving through that low lane of the paint. This Moore County squad, they've got the height on them. Almost all the players kind of similar in stature. Madison Dingler. Top sideline, hands it back in. Now Dingler with it. She'll scroll her way to top of the key near the C. Now charging in on the right wing, goes in for her own layup. Not able to grab it, can't get the rebound. Now it's a scramble there at the foul line. Now they'll grab it again. Dingler goes up for another shot, and it's volleyball action there in the paint. Going for another dive, that's Lena Carter wanting that ball back.
Wow, what a sequence that was. Dingler getting into the paint, trying to draw a foul. There could have been a foul call, I believe, there.
So far, Kagan Young, Lena Carter, and Susanna Cruz are the ones that fight for the ball most often.
Absolutely, and now Moore County dropping back into the 2-3 zone.
Young up to Gill, now back down low to Carter. She'll hand it back to Young, can't do much with it. Up to Cruz, now top of the key, now down low to Carter. Carter in a rut, hands it down low to Gill. Inside 3-point land, now down low to Young. Top of the key to Carter.
If you're Cascade, Moore County's not trapping out of this 2-3 zone. Take your time, work the ball. Just like that.
Top side, good layup from Sophie Ray, makes it 9-16. Cascade trails over Moore County. 5 minutes and 55 remain in the first half. Jumper there from that short post is good for the Lady Raiders. Give that to Paisley Logan.
It's a nice play from Logan getting in. Nice little 8-footer.
Young crosses half court to Lena Carter. Now another bucket there from Sophie Ray inside the paint. Make it 11-18 Cascade's trail.
Last 2 possessions for Cascade, they've gone quick. They've been decisive in moving the basketball. And then Sophie Ray has been quick and decisive in her movements in the paint, getting up the last 2 baskets for the Lady Champions.
Here comes low side 3 ball from Fletcher is off the mark, and able to box it out is Sophie Ray. Ray hands it up to Young. She'll cross the timeline on the top side. Makes a 90-degree angle into the paint. Gets it down low to Cruz. Cruz tries for two. Rebound by Sophie Ray. And there'll be a foul on somebody. Sophie Ray to the Garrison Valley Farms free throw line.
That foul's on Macy Fletcher, her second as well. Fouls starting to rack up for Moore County. That's their team 7th. That means Cascade will be shooting free throws for the rest of this first half.
And the Lady Raiders will check back in Ellie Graham. First shot up here for Sophie Ray, off the mark. Ellie Graham and Katie Fletcher coming in for Moore County. As they sit, the one with the foul and Anna Harder. And Sophie Ray will miss both. That second one over on the right-hand side of the bucket. 5 minutes and 6 remain in the first half. 18-11 is Moore County's lead. And they'll start another drive here, cross half court with Dienler, up to Katie Fletcher. Fletcher there inside the foul line, hands it up to Graham. Now inside the paint with Logan. She'll try for one on the low side, no good. Haley Gill trying to make her way out. Ball falls out of bounds, and there's going to be
another foul on Moore County. Logan just going after the basketball there. She gets called for the foul, a little too aggressive in the referee's eyes.
So to the Garrison Valley Farms free throw line. It's for one shot there, Haley Gill, and won't get it to go. They are able to get the rebound, though. Cadence Miller had it and then it's turned over. Here comes Dienler.
That was a great steal. Great eyes by Dingler reading the play, able to get into the right spot. The steal, quick to the basket, is able to draw the foul, and she will head to the free throw line for two.
Back-to-back charity stripe visits. Now it's Dienler for the Moore County.
Foul was on number 2, Keegan Young. Only her first.
Susanna Cruz and Abrielle Presley check in. Keegan Young and Sophie Ray will get a rest.
Yeah, Sophie Ray, a pretty important stretch there, getting a couple baskets in quick succession.
Second shot misses for Dienler. 4 minutes and 37 remain in the first half. 19-11, Moore County's lead. Lena Carter up high to Cruz. Back to Carter. Top 45. She'll have
and another foul on Moore County.
Had a quick pass going into Haley Gill.
And that's Ellie Graham's third foul already in this first half. That could be huge for Moore County. One of the more important players for this Raiderette team. She just reaching around the post entry.
They'll send back Macy Fletcher for Moore County into the Legends free throw line. It's Haley Gill, the junior.
And missed the front end.
Won't get it to go.
You've got to make free throws in these kinds of games when you have the opportunity.
Especially when you get them for free.
Exactly.
Ava Butts.
There you go.
At the foul line there with Macy Fletcher. Now she's going up on the top side. Hand up to Katie Fletcher. To Macy. Top side layup. She'll get it to work. 21-11 for Moore County. 4 minutes remain in the first half. Cadence Miller looking for room on the bottom 45. Finds the bounce pass to Gill. Gill top of the key. She'll pivot, starts her dribble, hands it up to Carter. To Cruz. Cruz pivots, starts her dribble into the lane. Loose ball inside the paint. It's taken back by Moore County.
Well done by Dingler there, getting her hand in there. And here she is wide open.
Butts down low for a three-point shot. Low side corner, able to snag that one. That was Madison Dienler. Timeout taken. And we'll take one as well right here on the Zinger 100.9. Your Cascade Lady Champions trail 11-24 over the Moore County Lady Raiders. We'll be back in 30.
This is the season when not just our head, but our heart's in the game. A time when our town starts to feel more like our team. At First Bank, we're community superfans. We don't wear uniforms, but we all wear our heart for community on our sleeve. That means we're not just in the bleachers Friday nights. We're in your corner 24/7, cheering your goals even louder. Don't just get a bank, Get a team. First Bank. Bank local, get more. Member FDIC.
And back here from the stable on the Zinger 100.9, your radio home for Cascade Lady Champion and Champion Basketball. Noah, you were trying to tell me it's Madison Dingler.
Yes.
And I wrote that down at the beginning of the game, and I'm still not saying it. So we'll go with that. 3 minutes and 32 remaining in the first half. Again, Cascade trails 11-24 over the visiting Lady Raiders of Moore County. And ball's back in action now on the top trigger. It'll be checked in by Abrielle Presley.
Looks like Moore County going into a man-to-man look. Half court here.
Kagan Young up top to Susanna Cruz, to Miller, now down low to Young. Cruz able to bat it back into play. That was good look, but unfortunately goes back to Moore County.
Yeah, they had Cruz wide open underneath. Just the pass led her a little too far out of bounds, and she had to save it.
Ava Butts gives a faint pass to Fletcher. Fletcher will drive in on the top lane.
She's called for a travel.
Second travel, I believe, for Moore County tonight. Trade in, Sophie Ray in for Haley Gill. And Gill will check it in from top trigger out to Kagan Young. Young right through the middle, hands it out to Presley. Now down low to Susanna Cruz. Cruz up to Miller, top of the key, now up to Presley. Good look there for Cruz. She'll go to the short top corner for the jumper, off the mark. And tumbling to the ground, Sophie Ray and Madison Dingler.
That is and they call it a jump ball, I'm pretty sure, which will go to Moore County. Moore County man-to-man in 2 back-to-back possessions there. And Cascade getting into their flex cut action, and they've had a couple looks. They just haven't been able to connect on the pass.
Dingler, top of the key to Logan. Holding on to it down low, that's Butts. Starts her dribble, it drives her way, looping into the lane. Picks up a foul.
Keegan Young, her second foul, so that's the only. Her and Bella Rhodes both have 2 fouls in this first half.
That's 6 total for the Lady Champions, 9 for Moore County. It's taken back into play for Katie Fletcher. She'll give a short pass there on the right elbow to Macy Fletcher. It falls out of bounds on the bottom trigger. Back into play for Moore County. Dingler looks from the low baseline. Kagan Young goes back to the bench. Out to play. Fletcher, top 45, hand pass down low to Logan after she has a bad look. Top side layup from Logan is gonna miss and sends Moore County back to the line.
That's Cruz's second foul as well. So very quickly, Cascade now 3 players with 2 fouls in this first half. Something Coach DeMumrim has to deal with here.
Logan's first shot duds off the edge. Lana Carter back in for Susanna Cruz. Paisley Logan, shot number 2. Also off. 2 minutes and 20 remaining in the first half. They try to get their rebound on the low corner.
So they called a foul on Sophie Ray. Those are the ones you got to get rebounds on when the other team is shooting free throws and they miss. You got to take advantage of that and end the defensive possession with the rebound.
As a result, you send the Lady Raiders back to the line for 1 shot. That's Fletcher. She won't make it. And now with Lana Carter for the Lady Champions. Down low to Abrielle Presley. She'll cross half court on the low side. Short pass down low to Miller, right to the hands of Paisley Logan. Half court through the middle, down low to Fletcher. Katie Fletcher looks for room on the bottom side behind the arc. Hands over to Ava Butts. Up to Logan. They pass around the arc from low to high. Steal. Cadence Miller, good look there. Hands it out to Presley. Cross has half court. Low side, goes for the quick floater, a little off kilter there, and it's off the mark. Back to Moore County. Top of the key, easy look there for Fletcher. She'll try for a 3 ball, no good. Taken there from under the bucket by Abrielle Presley. 1 minute and 30 remaining in the first half now. Crossing half court, it's Presley up to Miller. Thrown up in the air after it's batted away, and it's a steal by Katie Fletcher for Moore County.
Yeah, got to be stronger on the ball than that. That's going to be a double dribble on Moore County, but you can't just get the ball stolen off of you when you're in a triple threat, presumed triple threat position. You got to be strong with the basketball, move your feet, not lay it out.
Another trade out.
Yeah, Moore County defenders to take away. Now Moore County back in that man-to-man.
Lena Carter hands it up top of the key to Presley. Now back low. Low side with Presley, and the whistle there when it was in the hands of Sophie Ray.
And that's Macy Fletcher's third foul as well. So Moore County, a couple players with 3 personal fouls in this first half.
So Sophie Ray will head to the Garrison Valley Farms free throw line for the first time.
You're doing a good job of getting to the foul line. You just have to convert those opportunities into points.
Yeah, first shot no good there. I don't think this is our first time to the line.
There you go.
Second shot good. 24-12 Moore County. A minute remains in the first half. Starting another drive for the Lady Raiders. They hand it up top to Logan, now top of the key. Back up top now with Katie Fletcher. Fletcher trade out to Harder, top of the key. Up to Dingler. Dingler drives in through the paint.
Oh.
Almost stepping one on top of the other. That's good team, good sportsmanship there from Haley Gill, helping the other one up. That fell on top of her. But they get tumbly there at times there, especially in the lane.
Foul was on number 13 for Cascade, Haley Gill, like you said. The first one no good for Dingler there.
Don't you hate that? You get in that kind of mess and you get the foul.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Dingler's second shot is good.
Yeah, you get tacked with the foul and then you get landed on. That's a double whammy, and that is never fun.
25-12 is Moore County's advantage now over the Lady Champions. Haley Gill top of the key as the seconds wind down in the first half. Down low to Abrielle Presley,
yep.
Travel call.
She stepped forward with the pivot foot, and that's going to be a travel every time, just trying to get this pressure defense at Moore County off of her, and you can't do it that way. You can by pivoting, but when you pick up your pivot foot, that is when the whistle will get blown most of the time.
Moore County heads it down low to Harder.
Ooh.
In the left lane, she'll fall down going for the shot. That was Ava Butts. And she'll pick up the foul.
Looks like she'll head to the free throw line. That foul is going to be on number 12, Abrielle Presley.
Another free throw opportunity for Moore County tonight. They've had plenty. And Butts' first shot will sink.
That's her third foul, Presley.
Second shot for Ava is good. 27-12 Moore County. As 20 seconds are left here in the first half. Presley looks on the high end. Passes up right wing up to Sophie Ray. Ray inside the top short corner to Elena Carter. Carter tries her best there to lay one up, but gets rejected and now goes to the cherry stripe.
That was great action from Cascade. Right there, you saw Sophie Ray spinning into open space, spinning out of a trap with her pivot foot and finding for the first free throw that will not fall for Cascade. She was able to find Carter on the cut.
Carter at the Garrison Valley Farms free throw line. Second shot up and misses both. Back to Moore County for the final seconds. Up top to Katie Fletcher. Three-point shot there from the middle. It is airballed out, and that'll end the first half of play. So your halftime score, your Cascade Lady Champions 12. Moore County Lady Raiders visiting here 27. Coming up, we'll have your halftime report built by Curl Construction and Excavating LLC. Also should have a visit from head coach Chris Lawson of your Cascade Champions. Again, the halftime score, Cascade Lady Champions trail 12-27 over the visiting Lady Raiders of Moore County. We'll be back in 2 minutes on the Zinger 100.9.
Getting the job done right on a major construction project takes experienced professionals, the kind you will find when you call Curl Construction and Excavating LLC. Like your Cascade basketball squads, Curl hits the ground running while working to get the job done and beating the clock to meet your project deadline. Serving Middle Tennessee's construction and excavation needs for 25 years and still building. Make your project a slam dunk with Curl Construction and Excavating LLC. Call 931-389-6999 996. CurlConstruction.com. Dig deep and plow, Champion Nation.
Cataldo Auto Repair Service Center in Wartrace is thankful for your loyalty with us over the years. When you need vehicle repair, you need it fast and right the first time. You've proven that cars at 219 Blackman Boulevard East in Wartrace is the place to go. Thanks for trusting their services on all your vehicles time after time. Cars, an excellent alternative to any expensive dealership because their knowledge base and equipment stacks up the same, if not better, than the dealer. Thank you for relying on Cars, proud sponsor of your Cascade champions on the Zinger.
Are you planning that next big project and thinking how nice it would be if I had a dumpster right there on site? Then call DNR Dumpsters in Shelbyville. DNR Dumpsters provides quality and convenient dumpster rental service for commercial and residential applications. Roll-off dumpsters with prompt delivery, even next-day delivery and haulaway available. Call DNR Dumpsters at 931-684-1685. For more information, visit dnrdumpsters.com.
When the Cascade family needs top quality veterinary care for their furry little friends, or even around the clock emergency care for livestock, they turn to the vet they trust like family. Family is exactly what you'll find at the Cascade Veterinary Hospital on Fairfield Pike in Wartrace. Proudly serving the Bedford County area since 1998, Dr. West and his team continue to serve our community by providing impeccable care in a kind and compassionate environment. 931-389-0449. Cascade Vet Hospital.
This is Annabelle Calvert, junior guard, and you're listening to the radio home for Lady Champions Basketball, the Zinger 100.9.
And welcome back inside the stable here in Wartrace. Your Cascade Lady Champions here at the half, trail 12-27 over the visiting Lady Raiders of Moore County. Welcome into the halftime report built by Curl Construction and Excavating LLC right here on the Zinger 100.9. And we are joined as always here at the half with head coach Chris Lawson of your Cascade Champions. Coach, how you doing tonight?
Doing great. Just these nights are exciting as we go through the season. They go pretty quick, so I always look forward to game night. I know as everybody does.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, great to have you up here. You know, long time no see.
Yeah, appreciate you being here too.
You two kind of have a history
and
with each other,
and I do want you to be here for the boys' game too.
I will
call that.
I will definitely stick around in the gym at least.
What he really wants, Noah, is you on the other end screaming your head off. That's what we talked about during the break.
Exactly.
That's right.
Right.
You bring the noise.
Exactly. Yeah. So great to have you up here. What'd you think about the first half for the Lady Champions playing a familiar foe, at least to the head coach spot, in Coach Chad Spencer?
Well, I think that there's a number of different emotions, but the first thing, I think there's some history there with Coach Spencer was at one time the head girls coach at Cascade, and then he was at the middle school for a little while and in and out, and now he's the girls coach at Moore County. So there's a connection there. Coach DeMumbrum knows Coach Spencer real well, so there's a connection between those two as well. And so, always a little friendly competition there. And as far as the first half, to me, I don't know exactly what our numbers are, but we got to be, I think we've made 2 free throws. So we got to be something like 2 for 9, 2 for 10, something like that. So it's a 15-point game, and if they knock down, we'll just say 4 or 5 free throws and maybe limit a couple turnovers, it's easily a single-digit game. So coming out the third quarter, that's kind of my message is to the girls. We got to get stops, we got to get rebounds, and we're going to have to knock down some free throws and limit those turnovers.
Yeah, the turnovers was the other big thing, and because it didn't feel like Moore County was scoring a lot in the half court. It was more, the in-transition moments. And, yeah, you touched on it. What kind of the message that you'd kind of, if you were in this situation, obviously, if you make a couple more free throws, the message is probably a little bit different than what you'd be hearing right now. What would be the real quick summary of what kind of things that you'd be addressing in the locker room? You mentioned the turnovers and the free throws.
Yeah, we got to take care of the basketball, and they've done a pretty good job of it so far. I think coming out the second half, they'll be ready to play. Our girls will, and I think we'll knock down a few shots. But same thing's going to apply as far as the turnovers. We have to take care of it, and we're going to have to knock down a few free throws. So coming out, I think my goal would be we've got to cut it to single digits by the end of the third quarter. You know, that's pretty realistic. It's just got to be single digits. And if you do more than that, that's just bonus.
That's a good trajectory.
Absolutely.
You got to make it a ball game.
For y'all's game tonight, I know y'all are about to tip off after, obviously, the girls wrap up. What are you last initial thoughts on Moore County here tonight?
Well, first of all, Justin Brown's their head coach and does a great job. He's done a great job ever since he's been there, and I have a lot of respect for him. He got his guys a little bit late, you know, due to football going pretty deep and that kind of thing. So I think that they will be ready, and I think they will play extremely hard. He hasn't had them as long as we've had ours. So in my mind, we should be a little bit more conditioned, a little bit more seasoned. And, you know, I don't know how that will play into the game, but I know that they will play hard. I know that they're scrappy. They shoot it well from outside, and they're always competitive.
Absolutely, yeah, and just the extra crispness that, you know, a few extra practices even can show in terms of the team chemistry out on the court.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You know, me and him were talking before the game and just talking about him getting his guys late, and he said, you know, we really won't catch our stride talking about Moore County. He said, I don't think until we get through Christmas into January sometime. He said, you know, I would really like to be able to play y'all then. He said, I just don't know what kind of game we can give you tonight. But he said, we're going to try our best. But he said, you know, it's going to take a little bit. And they're going to play hard tonight. They might give us a really good game. It might be really tight. I hope not. I hope our guys are ready and come out with a lot of intensity.
Coach, I don't know if this is a good question or not, but over the past just 4 games, a perfect record so far, how do you keep young guys like this from getting overconfident as the head coach? Where does that, in your responsibility, where does that lie, in your opinion?
It's tough. You know, you're dealing with high school kids. The one thing for these guys is we've got a heavy senior group and a heavy junior group, and so they are veterans as far as the last 2 years. We've had a lot of success, and they kind of understand what that means and where that comes from, all of that, and they've handled it better. I told them the other night at Rockville, we passed that test at Rockville, whereas last season, I think Nolensville was our test game. We didn't pass that test. You know, we kind of gave that game away at the end after leading by double digits. And so growth from year to year like that is big. And now the next test I talked to them about is, you know, Moore County boys are not as good as Rockville boys. We have to have the same approach and intensity and respect and everything kind of going into this game tonight. So we'll be able to see. They you know, the guys got to play it, and we'll see how they respond tonight after that game the other night at Rockville.
All right, that's Coach Chris Lawson, the head coach of your Cascade boys. And, Coach, it's always a pleasure for you to come up here during the half of the girls' game.
Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it. And I'm going to leave Noah up here with you. Let him
why do you got to do that? Well, Coach, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. And we will take a 1-minute break and come right back for second half action right here on the Zinger 100.9. Your Cascade Lady Champions trail 12-27 over the Lady Raiders. Third quarter coming up soon.
Clanton Pipe and Supply, your corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe supplier. Clanton has been selling pipe for over 30 years and carries all types and sizes of corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe. Special orders are available. If it's made, we can get it. We guarantee quality products and reasonable rates, and you'll always get professional service when you call 931-684-4847 for Clanton Pipe and Supply for any pipe and drainage needs. Delivery is available.
Hi, I'm Blake Loon from Cascade School. Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and great auto and home insurance rates? Yep, that is Rob Gardner State Farm. So stop shopping around. Rob Gardner State Farm has got you covered. Give Mr. Rob and my mom a call today. 931-685-2080. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Go Champs!
And back here on the Zinger 100.9, you're just joining us for the start of the second half. Your Cascade Champions trail 12-27 over the visiting Lady Raiders of Moore County. Back over to the hands of the Lady Raiders, going right to left on your radio dial this second half. Hello to Anna Harder.
While we were gone, we picked up a foul on Madison Dingler. The official score sheet said that was her third personal foul. So not the best start to the second half for the Raiderettes, at least on the foul end.
Katie Fletcher up on the top side, hands out to Butts. Top side behind the arc, they pass into Logan, and the whistle calls.
Wow, Lana Carter just getting a little too much, too over the top in the off-ball post defense back there.
Madison Dingler will hand it out from the top trigger out to Katie Fletcher down low behind the arc. Now backed up is Ava Butts, hands it up high to Dingler. Dingler to Harder. Down low to Butts. Behind the arc up to Fletcher. Top side, three-point shot coming up from up high from Dingler. Top corner, no good, goes back to the Lady Champions. A lot of opportunities there for the Lady Raiders. Now back to Cascade, low side with Lana Carter. Top of the key, up to Abigail Presley. And Carter not able to do much with it. She's trying to keep it from going out of bounds behind the bucket and loses control.
Yeah, just a little out of sync coming out of the locker room to start the second half.
Not what we need to hear. Madison Dingler crosses half court.
Yeah, I'd be much preferred to be in sync.
Oh, I'd love to be like the Backstreet Boys are in sync, yes. Ava Butts, top side behind the arc. Logan for three, ricochets out, off the mark. Trying to dive in there. That is some aggressive work there from Abigail Presley. She wanted it.
And now that will be Ava Butts' third foul. So already Moore County got 1, 2, 3, 4 players with 3 personal fouls. And we still have over 6 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Presley checks into Young. Now back up to Presley on the top 45. The small sailing pass down low intended for Lana Carter. It'll fall out of bounds. It remains Cascade ball. Moore County had a hand on it. For right now, having a word with Moore County head coach Chad Spencer.
Yeah, not sure what happened there. In the meanwhile, they took out Ava Butts and brought in, looks to be Mackenzie Goodwin, number 3.
Cadence Miller down low on the 45, hands it up to Carter. Around the arc it goes. Top corner with Susanna Cruz, and it's another turnover for Moore County. Katie Fletcher, top of the key, hands it up high to Logan. Logan looks for room, finds top of the key with Harder. And back up to the short corner, go for the layup on the top side. That was Madison Dingler, not able to get it to go.
It's a really nice move from Dingler, getting around the interior defensive Cascade and able to get a shot off, just unable to get the roll.
Haley Gill back in for Susanna Cruz. Low side driving in, that's Dingler again, and we have one Lady Champion on the floor.
I called a charge on that. And it'll be on Dingler again. That's her 4th personal foul.
And had to be on Sophie Ray there. She was the one on the floor.
Right, Sophie Ray was the one that drew the charge. But the scoreboard, the official scorekeepers have Dingler with 4 fouls. I had her with 1 before the half
Loose
started.
ball from Miller. Will it be a backcourt?
They called it. I didn't think it was going to end up as a backcourt violation on that one.
Lana Carter tried to keep it from crossing over the timeline, but not in time. Paisley Logan will take it from the top sideline, and hands it out to Dingler. She'll cross half court through the middle. Up top, back to Logan. Logan looks for room, makes her way to top of the key with defense from Sophie Ray. Down low to Katie Fletcher. Back up to Goodwin, now in the ball game.
It's like they called a block on that one. Gill, Gill with trying to draw another charge. Lightning strike twice, and it did not that time.
Lady Raiders check it out from the top baseline. Out to Katie Fletcher. Fletcher resets top of the key. She'll back up a bit. Keeps her dribble moving. Goes down the left wing. Down low to Logan. Logan there for a easy 3-point shot. She was already set up. Noah ready to go.
Great set play and get our first basket 3 minutes into the second half.
30-12 Moore County. Under 5 minutes remain here in the third quarter. 3-point shot, top 45 by Lana Carter. No good. Rebounded by Anna Clanton. Kagan Young tried to make some muscle through there, and it's taken away again by the Lady Raiders. Short work of it, down low, layup by Harder is incomplete.
I'll give that to Moore County on the rebound, went out of bounds, or player went out of bounds, didn't establish herself back in. That was number 2, Keegan Young, and we'll have a timeout.
Looks like Coach Chad Spencer will take the timeout there from the Lady Raiders. We'll take a 30-second break. Be right back here on the Zinger 100.9. Lady Champions trail 12-30 over Moore County.
On game night, winning is everything. But at First Bank, we know life's big wins happen off the field. Like when you win that amazing heart, when you win your first classroom's respect, or when you win your employees' loyalty and find the home that wins their smiles. Life's big wins take a bank big on you. Join a team that helps you win not only on game day, but on days you never forget. First Bank, the official bank of TSSAA. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to the Zinger 100.9, your radio home for Cascade Lady Champion and Champion basketball. Lady Champions trailed 12-30 over the visiting Lady Raiders of Moore County. 4 minutes and 44 remain in the third quarter. Moore County drive now low corner of the top side, getting into the paint and goes for the shot. That was Anna Harder.
Called the foul on the floor. That's Keegan Young's third personal foul now for Cascade.
So Harder will take it from the top trigger. For the Lady Raiders, a short bounce pass to Katie Fletcher. She'll find her way back to top of the key. And a sailing pass inside the paint, down low to Logan. She'll try for the bottom side layup, rolls out the rim. And behind the bucket it goes again. Lady Champions will retain possession to Haley Gill.
That is Katie Fletcher's third personal foul as well, number 2 for Moore County, and they'll bring her out. So now that's fourth player for Moore County who has a third personal foul.
Kagan Young will cross half court. Right through the middle, down low to Anna Clanton. Back to Young, up top to Carter. Carter back to Young, top of the key. Low to Clanton, back to Young. Up to Carter, trying to work this top side, looking for something that will stick. Down low corner, inside three-point land. It's Presley. That's too much gas on that shot. It'll be rebounded down low on the top side. Three-point shot inside. No, it's inside. Young with a good shot, but it's for 2. Top 45. 30-14 Moore County. 3 minutes and 58 remain in the third. Inside the paint, no good for Moore County. On the top side, they'll get it to work.
That was Cascade's best offensive possession right there of the night. It feels like they moved the ball side to side. Good offensive rebound.
Lana Carter down low to Haley Gill. Under the bucket by Sophie Ray. Low side gets it to go on the layup. 32-16 for Moore County.
You can feel Cascade starting to string together what to do on these offensive possessions, moving the basketball side to side, getting good looks at the basket.
The rhythm is definitely quicker on both sides as it's a loose ball, and Moore County will recover. That's Madison Dingler.
That's tough.
Another one for 2 there for the Lady Raiders. From the top side, makes it 34-16 Moore County. Young up top to Carter. She'll try for a 3-ball. Top 45. And rings out, no good. Harder drives her way to the other end for Moore County. Top side perimeter, 3-point shot, no good by Dingler. Taken it back by Cascade. Here comes Anna Clanton. Back up to Young. On the left lane, now back short corner, top side to Haley Gill, and they'll throw it out and not able to get the hands of Kagan Young. It falls out of bounds on the low side.
Yeah, between the pass, that pass was between Clanton and Young there on the top outside of the paint, and it's a good look. Getting the ball where you want to get it to in the middle of the paint and then kick out. Just a wayward pass.
Dingler hands it out to the low corner to Goodwin. Now back to Dingler, top of the key. Quick pass up to Tucker. Now in the game for Moore County. Up on the high side to Dingler. High corner, she'll press in inside the lane. Now up to Logan, top of the key. She'll press in on the right lane. Gets a shot. Up on the glass, and she'll pick up the foul, so now she'll go for the and one.
Called that foul on Keegan Young. That's her 4th personal foul. That'll mean she will come out for Presley to come back in, who has 3 of her own. Yeah, Coach, you referenced it, another Bella Tucker in. Coach Chad Spencer having to go deep into his bench with all the foul trouble.
And that and one is good for Paisley Logan. 37-16, Moore County's lead over Cascade Lady Champions. 2 minutes and 15 remain in the third. Presley hands it up high. 3-ball shot from Lana Carter. That's off the mark. Goes back to the Lady Raiders. Half court. Quick pressure there from Sophie Ray. That's a good look. The hand up to Goodwin.
It's a good read from number 11 for Cascade, Bella Rhodes. Rhodes read that one, unable to catch it and take it with her, but a good read defensively.
Goodwin hands that back in from the top sideline. Down low to Anna Harder. To Logan on the low lane. Tries to lay one up there and not able to do it, but draws the foul on Cascade yet again.
She is starting to cause some problems down in the mid-post.
That one on Anna Clanton for Cascade, her second. First shot for Logan misses. Makes the second. A minute and 49 remain in the third quarter. It's 38-16, Moore County over the Lady Champions. Now for Cascade, Presley.
Yeah, 12-4 run for Moore County in this third quarter.
Lana Carter on the top side tried to draw in. And another whistle, this one for, I believe, so it'll be retain Lady Champion possession. Top trigger, Abrielle Presley will check it out. Finds an easy hold there for Rhodes. Rhodes tries to make her way on the low lane inside the paint, and he goes back to Moore County. Another turnover there for the Lady Raiders. Three-point shot from the top side, good from Bella Tucker. They've been dangerous on that high 45 as of late in the second half. They'll take a timeout, and Cascade trails 16-41 over the visiting Lady Raiders of Moore County. We'll be back in 30 seconds right here on the Zinger 100.9.
There's peace of mind when you discover quality local beef for your family that's backed by tradition at Garrison Valley Farms. Taste the difference of locally processed beef, free of antibiotics, steroids, and hormones. They always have quarters of beef available and halves and wholes available by request. 931-389-1005. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and Saturdays from 9 to 12. Fill your freezer with quality local beef backed by Bedford County tradition at Garrison Valley Farms. Proud supporter of Cascade Champion Basketball on the Zinger.
And back here to the stable, your Cascade Lady Champions trail 16-41 over Moore County. A minute and 24 remain in the third. If you're just joining us, we will have the boys broadcast up immediately after this here on the Zinger 100.9, your radio home for Cascade Lady Champion and Champion Basketball. Brandon Crossan alongside Noah Maddox here with us tonight, returning from the football season.
Yeah, 14-4 run here in this third quarter. Moore County, they've been able to establish themselves on offense and still been able to hold Cascade, really frustrate them.
Here comes Presley with another drive down low to Clanton. She'll hand it up to Lana Carter. Carter falls out of bounds on the top side. So another possession there lost from the Lady Champions. It'll go back to Moore County.
Yeah, just uncomfortable offensively. Cascade has been all night long, and that's been a lot of credit goes to Moore County and their multiple defenses and the defensive intensity that they play with.
Bella Tucker to Harder. Inside three-point land, now up to Dingler. Dingler trying to press in that top side behind the arc and falls out of bounds again. That's Sophie Ray climbing the steps trying to grab a hold of it. Into the student section she goes. And Moore County will check it back in from the top sideline. Madison Dingler starts her dribble. Under a minute now remains in the third. That top elbow, she'll drive in, hands it down low. Low corner, open shot for three, and snags it. I believe that's Goodwin with the shot. Mackenzie Goodwin for Moore County. 44-16, Lady Raiders.
Our first basket of the game. Big three from the mid-post where they had Logan posting. Was able to find the open man, or the open girl there in the corner as she gets up with the steal.
Here she goes, Goodwin all by herself there on the low side for the layup. Not able to get it to go. but she'll draw the foul on Cascade and head back to the line.
Presley's 4th personal foul there for Cascade.
Cascade drawing up the fouls too. That's 6 this second half already. First shot no good for Mackenzie Goodwin of Moore County. Second shot, it fooled with us for a minute, then made its way through. 45-16, Lady Raiders. Here comes Presley up top to Lena Carter. Now back to Presley. Can't find a look, goes down to Clinton. Now back to Presley. Up top to Susanna Cruz. Top 45, now back to Presley. Falls to the floor, trying to get it back down low to Anna Clinton.
So they called that on number 24, Anna Harder. That's her first. So with 5 seconds left, Cascade can get something off here.
Low baseline, Presley checks it back in. Now under the bucket to Susanna Cruz. Another whistle will send Susanna Cruz to the Garrison Valley Farms free throw line. That foul on number 24?
I think they called that on
32.
Bella Tucker.
Yeah, Bella Tucker.
It's her second. Picks up 2 quick ones in the quarter.
And the one shot up for Cruz is off the mark. And this will end the third quarter of play. They'll wait the buzzer out. Moore County leads at 45-16 over your Lady Champions here at home. Fourth quarter action coming up real soon right here on the Zinger 100.9.
Cataldo Auto Repair Service Center in Wartrace is thankful for your loyalty with us over the years. When you need vehicle repair, you need it fast and right the first time. You've proven that cars at 219 Blackman Boulevard East in Wartrace is the place to go. Thanks for trusting their services on all your vehicles time after time. Cars, an excellent alternative to any expensive dealership because their knowledge base and equipment stacks up the same, if not better, than the dealer. Thank you for relying on Cars, proud sponsor of your Cascade Champions on the Zinger.
This is Sophie Ray, sophomore forward, and you're listening to Radio Home for Lady Champions Basketball, the Zinger 100.9.
I'll let you know a secret there, Noah. On that liner right there, Sophie at first said that she was a freshman, and it took her teammates to go, "No, you're a sophomore," and she went, "Oh." So, and I debated whether to keep that in there or not, but I figured it would just be better to tell you that's how it went.
That's awesome.
So Zinger 100.9, your radio home for Cascade Lady Champion and Champion Basketball. And Lady Raiders lead at 45-16. We're starting the final quarter of play. The boys game coming up right after this. And already Mr. David McGee behind us. Madison Dingler checks out from the top sideline.
That was an 18-4 third quarter from Moore County.
Gets a screen there from Moore County. They get the top sideline layup to work. Dingler for 2.
As Dingler gets to the basket pretty easily.
Had help there from Macy Fletcher, I believe. Down low with Lana Carter for the Lady Champion drive, and it's already a whistle as Ava Butts was trying to run away with it.
Well, that's exactly the third quarter that if you were Coach Chad Spencer, you wanted. And then if you were Cascade, that is...
Looked more like Rockville and eyesore.
Yeah, that was...
Presley, low baseline, hands it out to Young. Now back to Presley, down low for Cruz for 3. It's a little short. Can they get the rebound? No, they will not. That's picked up by Macy Fletcher.
Felt like Moore County was a little bit more clinical in that third quarter and efficient scoring the basketball. They figured out what they were wanting to do.
Fletcher to Graham. Up top side behind the arc. Now strolling with it is Ava Butts. She'll hand it back top of the key to Dingler. Now back up to Butts. Down low to Fletcher behind the arc. That's Katie Fletcher. Finds the screen there for Moore County, moves around it. And just moving it around the perimeter now as they're trying to ease through this fourth quarter. A loose pass there. That'll be Sophie Ray's advantage. And Kagan Young not able to follow it. It's going a little fast and fell out of bounds on that top baseline. Unfortunate there for Kagan Young. She had a good thing going. Check back in from the top side for Moore County out to Madison Dingler.
A little bit 2-2-1 full court pressure here from Cascade.
To Macy Fletcher, down low to Katie Fletcher behind the arc. Top of the key to Ava Butts. They'll check it around the perimeter like they have this fourth quarter. Down low to Fletcher, Katie Fletcher. Up to Ava. She'll drive through the left lane, tries to lay it up there on the glass.
She traveled
and stopped with the walk. And it looks like Coach Chad Spencer will take the timeout for the Lady Raiders. We'll take one as well. Be back in 30 seconds on the Zinger 100.9. Lady Champions trail 16-47.
DNR Contractors is your local home improvement expert. Locally owned and operated with over 30 years experience in the remodel industry. From roofing to remodels or home additions, DNR Contractors is here to help with your next home improvement project. Get your home holiday ready by calling my daddy today at 931-684-1685 or visit our website at dnrcontractors.com. Go Champs!
And back in action here, it'll be Kagan Young taking it out across half court through the middle, left to right on your radio dial, up to Abrielle Presley here in this fourth quarter. Top elbow shot from Presley off the mark. It goes back to Moore County. She'll fall to the floor. That's Ellie Graham just starting their move out. Moore County leads at 47-16 if you're just joining us over the Lady Champions, with 6 minutes and 16 remaining in the ball game.
And Moore County in the bonus, both teams actually in the bonus. Both teams committed their 7th team foul, so 1-1 for Graham.
It's kind of been a mess both sides as far as team fouls go. Like you said there, Ellie Graham, their shot up and no good.
And the team fouls and the free throw shooting on both sides hasn't been exactly something to write home about.
I'll be honest, it's been abysmal. Kagan Young, top of the key, down low to Presley. And through the feet it goes, out of bounds right there at Coach JD.
Right through the wickets on that one.
Ellie Graham.
Still coming out in this 2-2-1, working on this full court pressure. Let's see if Moore County, they break it pretty easily.
They get to their side, down low to Katie Fletcher, find the easy top side layup. Won't get it to work. That was Macy Fletcher. Didn't put enough on the flutter, and goes back to Cascade. A booming pass down low, that very loud down there to Brianna Cruz, to Susanna Cruz. Not able to connect, and back to Moore County. Quick action here in the later stages. Madison Dingler down low to Ava Butts. She got the low 45 three-point jumper and just floated that one off the wrist. 50-16.
Wide open. She's too good of a shooter to leave that open, or she will knock it down.
Young down low to Presley, back to Young.
Hasn't played that much in this game, as much as she usually would. A lot of foul trouble for the Moore County starters.
Rainbow low to high to Lena Carter. She'll drive in from the top side of low and will draw up the foul, and she'll head to the Garrison Valley Farms free throw line.
That's what made that third quarter so impressive. Moore County playing a lot of their, you look down and it's a smaller bench than Cascades is, but Moore County, the players that Coach Chad Spencer did call upon, played pretty well in that third quarter.
Carter's first shot is up and no good. She gets her own rebound and misses the layup there. Could have been a great opportunity. Two subs going in for both sides.
Yeah, another.
So we'll see Sarah Floyd, the sophomore, come in for the Lady Champions.
And another freshman, looks like as well.
That's Avery Villapania.
Just too high.
As Coach JD will make the necessary changes. 4 minutes and 54 remaining as the clock keeps moving. 50-16 Moore County. Topside three-point shot from Lena Carter, misses, and it goes back to Moore County. Cross half court on the low side, it's Ellie Graham to Fletcher. To Graham, top of the key to Harder.
Looks like they called a foul on Cascade.
And that'll send Ellie Graham to the line for Moore County.
Anna Clanton's third foul.
Haley Gill will come in for Sophie Reyes. So the Lady Champions on the court right now. Lena Carter, Haley Gill, Avery Villapania, Sarah Floyd, and Anna Clanton. Second shot no good, but they get their rebound as it tumbles its way back near the low side half court. No retained possession, Moore County does. It's Harder. Up to Katie Fletcher.
Oh, what a move.
Down low, great look there for Ellie Graham. She'll get the topside layup, and they add more points to the board.
Our first basket of the second half. That is a beautiful one. Quick and decisive move in the paint. Something we haven't seen too much of.
High to low on the arc, a short jumper in short corner on the low side from Sarah Floyd. It misses as the seconds keep winding. Up top to Macy Fletcher. Try a high ball up there on the glass, and it goes for two. We'll count it. 3 minutes and 50 remain in the ball game. 54-16, Lady Raiders. Down low to Lena Carter. Out top of the key to Clanton. Carter down low under a trap. She'll go for it herself there on the low side. Rebounded by Sarah Floyd. She'll get it back. Out top of the key with Clanton. She'll wrap it around inside the paint. Bounce pass back to Floyd. Good passing here. Haven't seen much of it lately. Now back to Clanton, top of the key.
Good
down low to Floyd. She's there all good to go.
It's a good pass from the top of the key.
That was a great setup for Floyd. And the shot for Butts good on the top side.
Looks like Coach Chad will sub in his bench. Get the starters out.
And that's always a good gesture from no matter who you're playing there. And some loose passing here from Floyd. It'll fall back to Moore County. 2 minutes and 42 remain, and the clock will keep moving under the mercy rule. 56-16, Moore County. Villapania will hand it in from the bottom sideline. On the right-hand side, back to Villapania. Out top of the key to Clanton. To Avery, down low, she'll try for three. Goes too far to the right, rebounded up on the top side by Haley Gill, and taken back by Moore County. Paisley Logan finds a quick look there for that top side layup. Can't get it to work, and Avery Villapania there to take advantage of it.
That was a really good find from Logan, who played really well in that third quarter.
Cadence Bynum tries one from down low for three, no good. Rebounded by Sarah Floyd. She gets one to work on that top side layup.
Yeah, just fighting a little extra hard down there for an offensive rebound.
3-point air ball from Mackenzie Goodwin, and a quick response on the top side perimeter. Goes back to the Lady Champions. Anna Clanton with 1:40 remaining in the ball game. We'll try for another run. Up to Villapania, back to Clanton, up to Villapania. She'll try for 3 points on the top 45. Is kind of inside for two. It's off the mark. Goes back to Moore County. Harder crosses half court. The hand down low to Logan. To Tucker. On the top side behind the arc, she'll drive in on the right-hand side. Goes for the layup. Good for two. Mackenzie Goodwin. Another 2 points for Moore County. 58-18 Moore County. A minute remains. Lady Champions possession. Down low, Villapania behind the arc. Trying to retain the dribble. Tries to get the pass out to Anna Clanton out of the scrap. And finds another whistle. She'll head to the Garrison Valley Farms free throw line. That's Avery Villapania, the freshman. And won't get it to work.
She had a little hit. She fooled me on the little half pump fake,
Yeah,
free
looked
throw.
good. She's got the form down, no doubt.
It was good. Good shot. Just fooled a couple people at first.
Villapania out to Cadence Bynum. Another whistle, but the clock still rolls. We're past 20 seconds now in the ball game.
It's crazy. You look up and down this roster sheet. 3 juniors, sophomores, 4 freshmen for Cascade.
It's heavy with no seniors. Moore County goes for the lone bucket. They won't get it to go. They'll try for the rebound. Can't get that to work either. As the seconds will wind down here from the stable, it'll be another one in the L column for your Lady Champions tonight. Unfortunately, they'll end tonight. Final score, Moore County 58, Cascade 18. And folks, we'll have a quick post-game report built by DNR Contractors coming up right after this, right here on the Zinger 100.9. The boys game coming up right after that. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Again, the Lady Champions lose tonight 18-58 over Moore County.
When the Cascade family needs top quality veterinary care for their furry little friends, or even around the clock emergency care for livestock, they turn to the vet they trust like family. Family is exactly what you'll find at the Cascade Veterinary Hospital on Fairfield Pike in Wartrace. Proudly serving the Bedford County area since 1998, Dr. West and his team continue to serve our community by providing impeccable care in a kind and compassionate environment. 931-389-0449. Cascade Vet Hospital.
Clanton Pipe and Supply, your corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe supplier. Clanton has been selling pipe for over 30 years and carries all types and sizes of corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe. Special orders are available. If it's made, we can get it. We guarantee quality products and reasonable rates, and you'll always get professional service when you call 931-684-4847 for Clanton Pipe and Supply for any pipe and drainage needs. Delivery is available.
Hi, I'm Blake Loon from Cascade School. Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and great auto and home insurance rates? Yep, that is ta-da, Rob Gardner State Farm. So stop shopping around. Rob Gardner State Farm has got you covered. Give Mr. Rob and my mom a call today. 931-685-2080. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Go Champs!
This is the season when not just our head, but our heart's in the game. A time when our town starts to feel more like our team. At First Bank, we're community superfans. We don't wear uniforms, but we all wear our heart for community on our sleeve. That means we're not just in the bleachers Friday nights. We're in your corner 24/7, cheering your goals even louder. Don't just get a bank, get a team. First Bank. Bank local, get more. Member FDIC.
This is Cadence Miller, sophomore guard, and you're listening to your radio home of the Cascade Lady Champion Basketball, the Zinger 100.9.
And back here from a loud stable as the Cascade champions are getting their warm-ups ready to go for the boys game tonight. And our colleague David McGee down there getting the rosters ready for the boys game. But right now it's Brandon Crossland and our fill-in Noah Maddox, but he's still a welcome friend. I won't call you a fill-in. We are waiting on Mr. Brian Cruz, though. He should be here soon tonight for the boys game. But welcome into the post-game report, Bill Bidey and our contractors. Your Lady Champions fall tonight. Final score 18-58 over visiting Lady Raiders of Moore County. Certainly, probably, I don't think it was the damage we were expecting to see. Another team that we were capable of beating, but unfortunately just fall on the south side of it, and are going to have to regroup for the next game.
Yeah, I have a feeling Coach Chad Spencer let his girls know at halftime that he was not pleased with what he saw in the first half, because the second half they came out a different defensive intensity and a different focus on offense, and it really showed. They outscored Cascade in the second half 31-6. So they locked in defensively and offensively, got a lot more efficient, really hunkered down, limited the turnovers, and were able to pull away in that second half. Never gave Cascade really a fighting chance when Moore County decided to put the foot down.
Yep, and now it's time to present our Rob Gardner State Farm Agent Player of the Game Award tonight. We give it to Sophie Ray. Thanks for being a good neighbor.
Yeah, Sophie Ray, she a couple of the times that she was in, she made some nice heady plays and provided a little bit of spark in that second quarter, and then a little bit in the third when Moore County's starting to pull away. But there's promise there with Sophie Ray, and excited to see what she's only a sophomore, so excited to see how she grows and progresses, not just from this year to next year, but throughout this season.
And tonight we give the Cascade Veterinary Hospital Heart of a Champion Award to Kagan Young, someone who's been very familiar with the award so far this season. She'll pick up another one there, courtesy of Cascade Vet Hospital. Yeah, just played with a little bit of little get to in her step at a couple times, and she was doing what she was asked to do. So solid, a lot of things to work on, obviously, when the scoreboard says like it did at the end of this one. But Moore County's that's a really good team you just played that
came in the first half, probably underestimated you quite a bit. Played pretty sloppy in the first half, locked it in the second half, and that's something that a young team, can grow and learn from playing out of your district like we talked about.
Yeah, she's aggressive, no doubt, and two very deserving ones there on the State Farm Player of the Game and the Cascade Vet Heart of a Champion Award. Again, the final score here tonight for the Lady Champions, said it earlier, 18-58 over the visiting Lady Raiders of Moore County. And now we have Mr. David McGee on the headset and getting the boys' rosters down so we can all get it copied and ready to go. Mr. David McGee, how are you tonight?
Doing well, Brandon. Sorry, I was a little hot there.
That's okay. The first test we do is from the first words, and then we'll get you dialed in.
That's right. Take me on up just a little bit. Good evening, Brandon. Good evening, Noah. Good to see you up here. Hadn't had a chance to work with you yet, but we know you carried us through football and appreciate all your help and filling in for Brian tonight. I'm sure we'll have you back a few more times throughout the season. But tough battle for the Lady Champions here tonight as the Cascade Champions and Lady Champions host Moore County. I know it was a big rivalry game for the Lady Champions as former Cascade Lady Champion coach Chad Spencer leading the Lady Raiders? Lady Raiders,
yeah.
Lady Raiders of Moore County there. And so tough loss, but again, as Coach JD and all of us have discussed several times, it's baby steps, starting from scratch, taking this young squad, getting them some experience. They matched up against the Lady Raiders a little bit lighter. The Lady Raiders had a little bit of height on them, a little bit more, physicality to them, and it showed on the court. But a learning experience for sure. And I tell you what, we're about 8 minutes away from tip-off here at the boys' game. We'll take a quick 2-minute timeout and open things up for Cascade Champion basketball right here on WZNG. We're back in 2.
Getting the job done right on a major construction project takes experienced professionals, the kind you will find when you call Curl Construction and Excavating LLC. Like your Cascade basketball squads, Curl hits the ground running while working to get the job done and beating the clock to meet your project deadline. Serving Middle Tennessee's construction and excavation needs for 25 years and still building. Make your project a slam dunk with Curl Construction and Excavating LLC. Call 931-389-6996. CurlConstruction.com. Dig deep and plow, Champion Nation.
Cataldo Auto Repair Service Center in Wartrace is thankful for your loyalty with us over the years. When you need vehicle repair, you need it fast and right the first time. You've proven that cars at 219 Blackman Boulevard East in Wartrace is the place to go. Thanks for trusting their services on all your vehicles time after time. Cars, an excellent alternative to any expensive dealership because their knowledge base and equipment stacks up the same, if not better, than the dealer. Thank you for relying on Cars, proud sponsor of your Cascade Champions on the Zinger.
Are you planning that next big project and thinking how nice it would be if I had a dumpster right there on site? Then call DNR Dumpsters in Shelbyville. DNR Dumpsters provides quality and convenient dumpster rental service for commercial and residential applications. Roll-off dumpsters with prompt delivery, even next-day delivery and haulaway available. Call DNR Dumpsters at 931-684-1685. For more information, visit dnrdumpsters.com.
When the Cascade family needs top quality veterinary care for their furry little friends, or even around the clock emergency care for livestock, they turn to the vet they trust like family. Family is exactly what you'll find at the Cascade Veterinary Hospital on Fairfield Pike in Wartrace. Proudly serving the Bedford County area since 1998, Dr. West and his team continue to serve our community by providing impeccable care in a kind and compassionate environment. 931-389-0449. CascadeVetHospital.com.
Did you realize that you were a champion in their eyes?
Cascade.
Champions, my friend.
We're going to look to shoot it a little more. We're going to look to maybe get a few more possessions per game. It's going to be a little more up-tempo.
3, 2, 1, liftoff.
Time to unleash the champions. You're tuned into the radio home of Cascade Champions basketball. WZNG Shelbyville, the Zinger 100.9 and AM 1400. The student section is loud, the teams are warmed up, and we're almost set for the opening tip-off. Let's send it courtside live. Here's David McGee and Brian Cruz.
All right, welcome back to Cascade High School. Back at the stable again tonight as Cascade champions get ready to host the Raiders of Moore County. As you mentioned just a few moments ago, Lady champions fell to the Lady Raiders of Moore County. Will, what was the Noah, what was the final score there?
We
on
were
Lady Champions ball game.
Yeah, 58-18 to Moore County.
So, Coach Jenny DeMumbrium likely will join us around halftime. We'll talk a little bit about the performance and contest between the Lady Champions and the Lady Raiders. But tonight, it's our Cascade champions as they start this ball game 4-0. Hope to come out 5-0. Heard you guys talk with Coach Lawson at halftime there, talking about his thoughts about Moore County. I think he was saying they had a lot of football players. They were a little bit late getting started, getting those guys back to the basketball court. So I feel like we have a little bit of a jump on them. And obviously maybe, we've got probably a bigger squad than Moore County. And, it's going to be a good matchup.
Yeah, for Moore County, it's Coach Lawson mentioned it, the football players, the guys that come in a little later than the other, Cascade, for example, the other teams that, get their guys at the start of, when open practice is supposed to start at the end of, around Halloween. So that it's just extra team chemistry. Coach Lawson mentioned it at halftime when we talked to him about how Moore County was, wishing that they could play, in January, because just the amount of time that it allows, the football guys that had a successful football season for Moore County to get implemented into the basketball.
Sure. So just about 3 minutes away from tip-off. Want to thank our sponsors bringing you Cascade Champion Basketball, Lady Champion Basketball all season long right here on the Zinger. It's First Bank, Curl Construction, Garrison Valley, Cataldo Auto Repair Service, DNR Dumpsters, DNR Contractors, Cascade Veterinary Hospital, and State Farm agent Rob Gardner. So as you're out and visiting those sponsors, make sure you tell them thank you for bringing us Cascade basketball all season long. But I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take another quick 1 minute timeout. We'll come back with the keys for the game right here on 100.9 The Zinger. We're back in 1.
Clanton Pipe and Supply, your corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe supplier. Clanton has been selling pipe for over 30 years and carries all types and sizes of corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe. Special orders are available. If it's made, we can get it. We guarantee quality products and reasonable rates, and you'll always get professional service when you call 931-684-4847 for Clanton Pipe and Supply for any pipe and drainage needs. Delivery is available.
Hi, I'm Blake Bloom from Cascade School. Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and great auto and home insurance rates? Yep, that is Rob Gardner State Farm. So stop shopping around. Rob Gardner State Farm has got you covered. Give Mr. Rob and my mom a call today. 931-685-2080. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Go Champs!
You're listening to The Zinger 100.9 and AM 1400 WZNG Shelbyville, your radio home for Cascade Champions basketball.
All right, welcome back in here real quickly. We'll go over keys to the game. Noah, you got those for us?
Oh, absolutely. Can't go anywhere without your car's keys. Can't,
Cataldo Auto Repair Service, keys to the game.
Yeah, can't start the car without the keys.
You got it, Noah. You got it.
Focus on yourselves is the first thing for Cascade. Coach Lawson mentioned it. He's relaying the message. This is a team that you should take care of tonight with the existential, circumstances around, the players coming in late and them still building together. And then build off the last game. It was a huge win against Rockville, something you can use moving forward. And the last thing, start strong. Don't let Moore County hang around.
That's right. Coming off a big contest in Rockville the other night, the champions, what we thought was going to go into overtime.
It was huge.
Rockville throws up the foul at the last second and sends Jackson Davis to the line to shoot three. He nails all three of them. Champions come out a big winner over Rockvale. It was quite the contest. Hope you had a chance to listen to it. If not,
it's there.
We have them on our podcast,
on
our app. You can go back and listen to it, especially the ending. It was very exciting. So we're ready for starting lineup. Moore County Raiders. Noah, you want it?
Look at that starting
sure,
five.
Yeah. We got Keller Morey, Alex Copeland, Dawson White, Will Baker, and Wes Clifton for Moore County.
Moore County wearing their, not royal blue, baby blue. Baby blue with blue stripes and white numbers. And the lights go out. We're ready for the champions lineup. Noah, I'll let you have that one as well.
All right, we got Jackson Davis, Lucas Clanton, the two senior guards that do everything for Cascade. Those aren't two. You got Jaden Gulick as well for Cascade. Starting, those are the three guards for the champions, as we'll allow them, let them through the song at least a little bit, I guess.
We got a little ahead of it.
Thomas Gentry obviously as well, and then number 20, Saban Burris. So a strong starting 5, one that we've seen multitude, for most part, the players throughout this season.
Yeah, it's interesting. Get me up a little bit. It's interesting that Burris been jumping for Cascade to start these first games. It's normally Lucas Clanton, Brian, and myself nicknamed him Mile High Lucas Clanton, but that Burris jumping and doing a fine job. I know I'm redlining, but it's not going through, I promise you. Take it on up. There you go.
Yeah,
that may be a little too much. Here we go. I promise. I promise. All right, here we go. 8 minutes on the clock. Champions in white, home whites, orange numbers, black trim, and it will be Saban Burris going to the line, or going to the half-court mark for the jump ball, as we'll get things ready to get started here at the stable. Referee makes his way to center court. Cascade, we're going right to left on your radio dial, left to right on the YouTube channel. Tip-off's in the air. It'll go to Cascade first. Jackson Davis with it. He'll pass it high side to Clanton. Clanton goes straight in and takes for the DNR dumpster dunk immediately on the first possession.
He must have been waiting all week to do that.
Immediately. Moore County now with the basketball. They'll react quick. Take it all the way down to the area and put it in the paint. Take it up off the backboard. Take the shot. Shot counts. Whistle blows. The shot's going to be by Wes Clifton. It's going to be a shooting foul. Are they going to count the basket?
Yeah, Cascade coming out in some full court pressure right there. Moore County, the long diagonal switch to Clifton, who was able to get Clanton in the air and finish the and one.
So Clifton with a chance to make it a three-point play, and he does. Moore County will take the lead by 1, as both teams have both had one possession.
Fiery start. How about that? A throwdown from Clanton, and then we get a and one.
Champions now back with the ball. They'll go outside with it to Jackson Davis. Inside the paint to Clanton. Back out to Thomas Gentry. Gentry with a deep three-point shot. Dead center. Connects for 3. Make it 5-3. Champions now back on top on the Moore County end. They'll drive low side towards the paint. Pick up the dribble. Can't do anything with it. Send it back outside, top of the key. They'll drive back in just in front of the free throw line. Take the jump shot inside the paint. Count it for 2. 5-5. 7 minutes now on the clock. Jackson Davis brings the ball up the court for the champions. He'll go low side to Gulick. Gulick passes inside to Clanton. Clanton turns and spins. Takes the shot just inside the paint. Shot's no good. Burris is there for the rebound. Can't control it. Moore County will end up with it as they make the pass. He'll bump into Thomas Gentry. The whistle will blow, and it looks like Cascade's going to draw the foul here. It's going to be against Thomas Gentry, and it will be Raider basketball from the high side sideline on the Cascade end. They'll inbound it, bring the ball up the court, and Gentry can't keep his hands to himself at the moment. He reaches in. He's going to get the whistle. It's going to be his second foul. And just over 2 minutes in this first quarter. Looks like Gentry will exit the game, and McElroy will enter. Isaac McElroy in for the champions.
And we get the dunk and the three-pointer right from the get-go. It's going to be a good game.
Raiders inbounded into the backcourt. Bring it up across the timeline. Pass low side. Round to the high side. Outside the three-point line. Takes a shot. Shot's no good. Rebound. Gulick. Gulick for the champions. Bring the ball up the court. Pass to Jackson Davis. Low side. Outside the arc. Whistle blows as Jackson goes to make his move. I didn't see the call. Number 4, you say?
4.
Yeah.
On Baker.
Going to be on Will Baker, and that'll give the champions the basketball from underneath their own basket. Davis will inbound it to McElroy. McElroy in the low corner. Send it back out to midcourt. Gulick will step back to half court. Reset. They'll go back low side outside the arc to Davis. Now top of the key to Burris. Now inside to McElroy, inside the paint, turns and spins. The whistle blows before the shot. It's going to be another foul. We'll give the ball back to the champions from the baseline underneath their own basket. Who was the foul on there, Noah?
That was on Keller Morey, just unable. There's
champions inbounded to McElroy. McElroy takes a shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Gulick. Gulick gives it back to McElroy. McElroy brings it back outside the arc, gives it to Clanton. Clanton at midcourt. Passes inside to Burris. Burris can't do anything with it. Sends it back out to Clanton. Clanton takes a deep three-point shot. Shot's no good. Rebound, Raiders. They'll put it in the hands of Dawson White. White will bring it down the court for the Raiders. He'll drive straight towards the basket, through the paint, put it off the backboard. Shot's no good. And it looks like number 1, Alex Copeland and Saban Burris will both jump for the rebound. The ball will go out of bounds. The whistle blow. They're going to call the foul here against Burris, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, Burris, I guess that's his second as well. So already 2 early players for Cascade, 2 starters with 2 fouls in this first quarter.
Burris comes out. Jaden Little comes in. Moore County will inbound it from the baseline underneath their own basket. They'll pass it around, find an open guy inside the paint, take the shot off the backboard, count it for 2. Score 7-5. Moore County with the lead at the moment. 5 minutes, 44 seconds on the clock. Jackson Davis brings the ball up the court for the champions, crosses the timeline, sets things up. He'll pass it high side to Little outside the arc. Little bounce pass inside to Clanton. Clanton back out top of the key to McElroy. McElroy drives towards the basket through the paint. Takes about 1 step too many before he can get the shot off. The whistle blows. They're going to call the walk on McElroy. It'll be a turnover for the champions. It'll go back to the Raiders.
This group of officials loves to call that. If you're not fast enough on that Euro step, it will always be a travel.
Raiders inbound it. Put it in the hands of Dawson. White will bring the ball up the court for the Raiders. They'll hand it off low side to Morey. Now pass it around, back out to White. White's going to drill inside, turn around, pass it out to Morey. Morey takes a three-point shot from the low side, count it for 3. And Moore County now ahead by 5, 10-5, with 5 minutes on the clock. Champions on the champions end. They'll pass it to Gulick. Gulick to Clanton. Clanton outside the arc. Steps inside, top of the key. Passes back out to Gulick. High side outside the arc. Takes a three-point shot. Shot rattles off the side of the rim. Little can't get to it. It'll fall in the hands of Moore County. We'll go to the other end. Moore County Raiders. Pass it high side corner. Take the three-point shot from the corner. Shot's no good. Rebound, Lucas Clanton. Clanton with the rebound. We'll go back to the Cascade end. Clanton takes it high side to Gulick. Now inside to McElroy. McElroy will turn, spin, try to take the shot. He does get the shot off, but it's blocked by Moore County, and they'll get the rebound.
And Moore County has come out with their hair on fire in this first quarter.
To the other end, they'll pass it around the arc. Drive inside the basket. Drive inside. It's going to be Will Baker with it. He'll bump into Jackson Davis. Both of them will fall to the floor. The whistle will blow, and they're going to call a charge.
That was good. Well done from Jackson Davis getting into position. No chance for Baker. He was beaten to the spot from Davis. That's Baker's second foul, and that's big for Moore County as well.
Like Brian said, Coach Lawson likes those champions to get in there and take the charge. Champions will inbound it to Davis. Davis will bring the ball up the court. Pass it low side to Clanton. Now to Little. Little tries to go to McElroy. The ball's knocked out. Little will recover it. Send it back out to Gulick. High side. Now around the arc to Davis. Now to Clanton in the low corner. Clanton takes a shot. Three-point shot. Shot's no good.
Rebound.
Clanton gets his own rebound. Steps up and lays it in there with a nice finger roll.
Rebound was handed to him there.
Lucas Clanton with 2. Score now 10-7. Champions trail by 3 on the Moore County end. They'll pass it around the arc. High side with it. Back to the middle. Now low side. Now drive across the baseline. Pass it across the paint. Find a guy all by himself. It's number 35, Parks, in the game for Moore County. He'll put it off the backboard for 2. It's 12-7. Champions trail. On the champions end, they'll pass it around to Gulick, to McElroy. Now back midcourt to Davis. Davis steps up, passes high side to Gulick. Gulick squares up, fakes the shot, passes to McElroy. McElroy now back out to Davis. Davis now to Gulick. Gulick high side all alone, takes a three-point shot. It rattles, no good. Rebound, Moore County. We'll go to the other end very quickly. Alex Copeland with it for the Raiders. As he, I looked down to get a name and I lost it. We blew the whistle. What happened?
Very bad foul from Davis getting in there trying to reach. Everybody was back, no reason to do that. Moore County was ready, content to pull that ball out, run some offense, and a needless foul. Moore County on the defensive end switched back to some zone, and that gave Cascade some problems.
From the high side sideline, Moore County will inbound it. They'll take the three-point shot from the 45 on the low side. Shot's no good. Cascade goes for the rebound. McElroy knocks it back in. He sends it across to the high side sideline where the Raiders go for it, but they couldn't get to it. They did get a hand on it, so they'll give it back to Cascade.
For Morey, that was about 6 or 7 steps up the bleachers.
McElroy will inbound it for the champions to Davis. Davis brings the ball up the court, crosses the timeline, goes straight towards the basket. He kind of fumbles as he gets ready to pass it, takes the extra step. It wasn't intentional, but it was a walk. Whistle blows. It's going to be a turnover. This ball will go back to the Raiders on the Cascade end. They'll inbound it to Dawson White of Moore County, who will bring the ball up the court for the Raiders. He'll cross the timeline with 2 minutes and 49 seconds on the clock. They'll pass it around the arc. High side. Now back towards the middle.
Oh.
Now they'll go low side with it. Low corner. Now back to the middle. Still outside the arc. Now low side. Now back towards the high side. They're going to take a deep three-point shot and count it for 3. Count it for 3. Moore County up 15-7.
That's 2 for Copeland.
2 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. Champions get the ball. We'll go to the other end. They'll pass it to Goulet. The whistle blows, and the call here is...
It's going to be some fighting underneath. Fouls on 35. Parks there. It's a little bit too aggressive in the post, off the ball.
So it'll be Champions ball underneath their own basket. Davis will inbound it all the way back to midcourt to McElroy. McElroy will dribble, go low side, give it back to Davis. Davis will find Clanton, bounce pass it to him inside the paint, sends it back out to McElroy. Now to Davis in the low corner. Davis going to drive across the baseline, put the shot up.
In there.
And it rattles and falls good. We'll take it, 15-9. Moore County brings it to their end, outside the arc. They'll pass it, cross court, high side. They'll drive inside in the paint. Shot, take the shot. Shot's blocked by Little.
Here
Little
it comes.
Goulet. Goulet gives it to
Here it
Clanton.
comes.
Clanton drives through the paint, gets a little pressure, finds his way around it, but lays it up on the right side of the basket. Count it for 2. Moore County now inbounds it. They find Parks all the way down here, all by himself. He takes a shot. Shot's no good. Gets his own rebound on the second shot, on the second attempt by Parks. The whistle blows, and the foul here is going to be against champion number
Lucas Clanton on that one.
It's going to be Clanton, number 12. And that's going to send Sawyer Parks to the line to shoot free throws for Moore County. With 1 minute, 42 seconds left in the first period, Parks' first shot counted, 16-11. McElroy will come out, and Sawyer Lovern will enter the game for the champions.
Parks played in the junior varsity game when we got here. He was out there. Yeah, he's got some nice touch, as you can see here at the free throw line.
Second shot counts, 17-11. Clanton will inbound it to Davis. Davis brings the ball up the court for the champions, crosses the timeline. 1 minute, 35 seconds on the clock, first period. Champions down by 6. Davis goes high side with it to Clanton. Clanton's going to cross the baseline, spin in the paint, take the shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Little. Little takes a shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Lovern. Lovern sends it out to Goulet. Goulet's going to drive inside the paint, send it back outside the arc to Davis. Davis now to Goulet back in the high corner. Goulet takes a three-point shot off the side of the backboard. Rebound Parks from Moore County. He'll give it to White, and everybody will retreat back to the Moore County end. White will bring the ball up the court for the Raiders, and he'll pause as he crosses half court and burn a little bit of time. 1 minute now on the clock.
Wouldn't be surprised if they just try to take this down to the quarter for Moore County. You've had a great first quarter, 17 points, holding Cascade to 11. It's been a frenetic first quarter.
It has. It has.
Those football guys are excited to get back out on the court, that's for sure.
They're going to hold it. Oh, Clanton almost strips him from it, but he regains control. They'll pass it around and try again. Clanton versus White. Nope. He'll get rid of it. They'll pass it around. Now it's Davis working against Morey over there on the high side. He's going to go back to midcourt.
That's going to be 5
Davis.
seconds. Oh, it was.
And they're going to pass it underneath the basket. The pass was attempted for Parks. It goes through his hands and out of bounds.
Yeah, you can't really run a whole minute of delay basketball like that. Not against these guards. When you have Clanton and Jackson Davis pressuring you up top, even Jaden Goulet can give you some of that. That's what happens.
15 seconds on the clock. Cascade with it. They'll bring it back to their end. Cross the timeline. Jackson Davis with it. He's going to drive into the paint. He's going to have to sit it out to Clanton. Clanton in the low corner. Takes the shot. Connects for 3.
First
1 second on the clock. They'll baseball throw it. There's your buzzer. At the end of 1, the score, Cascade 14, Moore County 17. Cascade trails by 3. We'll take a 1 minute timeout. You're listening to Cascade Champion Basketball right here on the Zinger. We're back in 1.
On game night, winning is everything. But at First Bank, we know life's big wins happen off the field. Like when you win that amazing heart, when you win your first classroom's respect, or when you win your employees' loyalty, and find the home that wins their smiles. Life's big wins take a bank big on you. Join a team that helps you win not only on game day, but on days you never forget. First Bank, the official bank of TSSAA. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
There's peace of mind when you discover quality local beef for your family that's backed by tradition at Garrison Valley Farms. Taste the difference of locally processed beef, free of antibiotics, steroids, and hormones. They always have quarters of beef available and halves and wholes available by request. 931-389-1005. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and Saturdays from 9 to 12. Fill your freezer with quality local beef backed by Bedford County tradition at Garrison Valley Farms. Proud supporter of Cascade champion basketball on the Zinger.
All right, welcome back as we get ready to start the second quarter. It will be the Raiders basketball of Moore County. They'll inbound it, take it on the Moore County end. They'll pass it around the arc, high side. Now to the high corner. Now back towards the middle. Put it in the hands of Morey. Morey's going to drive. Nope, he'll send it back out. High side. They'll drive back towards the paint. Take the shot just in front of the free throw line. Shot's no good. Rebound, Jaden Little. Little for Cascade will get it. He'll give it to Davis. We'll go to the other end. Davis with it on the high side. He's going to drive across the free throw line. Try to pass it to Lovern. Pass is knocked out, but picked up by Clanton. Clanton takes a shot just inside the arc. Shot's no good. Rebound, Moore County. We'll go to the other end. Dawson White with it for Moore County. He'll drive across the timeline, hand it off to Morey. Morey now to Copeland. Copeland with it outside the arc. Dead center finds Morey in the middle. Morey sends it back out to White. White drives inside the paint, sends it out high side. They'll take a three-point shot off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound Jackson Davis on the other end. Davis with it.
Pass.
Little underneath the basket. It's a good little one-on-one workout right there through the paint. He'll take it for two. Champions now trail by one, 17-16. Moore County inbounds it, brings the ball up the court, crosses the timeline. They'll drive straight to the free throw line, take the shot, rattle, no good. Rebound, Lovern with the rebound. Gives it to Gulick. We'll go to the other end. Gulick passes to Davis, high side, outside the arc. Davis will pause and let everybody get set up. He'll pass it to Clanton. Clanton, top of the key, takes a three-point shot. Shot's no good off the front of the rim. Rebound, Moore County. They'll give it to Parks. Parks, now to Morey. Morey brings the ball up the court for Moore County. Outside the arc, he'll go in. He'll match up against Lovern and Davis inside, or just outside the paint at the box there. The shot will go in, the whistle will blow, the basket will count, and it's going to send Alex Copeland to the line. I thought it was Morey. It's Copeland that will go to the line to shoot to make this a three-point opportunity for the Raiders. 6 minutes, 28 seconds. We're in the second period. The score 19-16. Raiders on top by 3. Shot by Copeland. Three-point attempt play counts. Make it 20-16.
They called that foul on Sawyer Lovern, not Jackson Davis. So Davis able to avoid his second foul.
Lovern inbounds to Davis. Davis brings the ball up the court for the champions. Crosses the timeline, sets things up. He'll pass it to Lovern, top of the key. Lovern turns, spins, passes back to Davis. High side outside the arc. Davis with the ball. Going to drive inside, across the free throw line, turn around. He'll get pressure from, it looks like Dawson White. The whistle will blow. And they're going to give it to, they're going to give it to the champions. Yeah. They're going to call that foul against Dawson or jump ball. Jump ball. You can say it.
Yeah, they got it. Yeah, hands on the pumpkin a little bit from Moore County.
There's a new one.
So Jackson Davis inbound it for the champions underneath our own basket. They'll give it to Gulick. Gulick will go from the corner back to midcourt, come back, give it to Davis, about the 45 on the low side. Outside the arc, he'll give it to Clanton. Clanton, top of the key. He'll go high side with it. Try to spin. He'll go to the baseline.
What a
Come
pass.
back in, find Lovern in the paint. Lovern takes a nice jump shot from about 3 feet out. Count it.
It's a really nice pass from Clanton. I didn't even know if he was going to be able to find him on that baseline. He had
20-18 now your score on the Moore County end. They'll bobble the basketball. It'll go back into the backcourt, but they'll regain possession. Send it around the arc, high side, now top of the key. Morey with it. He's going to drive towards the basket, take the shot. Shot's no good. Rebound, Lovern. Lovern gives it to Davis. We'll go to the other end. Cascade in. Davis goes, steps inside the three-point line, takes a shot. Shot's no good. Rebound. Big rebound by Will Baker there for Moore County. They'll pass it all the way to the other end real quickly. Can't do anything with it. And then they'll try to pass it back to midcourt. The pass is picked off by Davis. Davis gives to Clanton. Clanton finds Gulick all the way down the other end. Gulick goes towards the basket. He'll match up against Will Baker, bump into Baker. The whistle will blow, and it looks like Baker's going to pick up this foul for Moore County.
That's his third foul, I'm pretty sure. He picked up 2 in the first minute.
And it's going to be champion basketball underneath their own basket.
That is his third foul. That's big for Moore County. One of their more important pieces. And he's already on the bench with 3 fouls.
Gulick will come out. McElroy will come in. Davis will inbound it to McElroy in the high corner. We'll give it to Gentry. Gentry now back to McElroy. McElroy squares up, takes the three-point shot off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound, Little. Little finds McElroy underneath the basket. McElroy puts it up. The shot's no good. McElroy falls to the floor. He's fouled. The whistle blows. The shot's no good, and McElroy will go to the line to shoot 2.
That was a great cut. Great work on the offensive glass there for Little. Number 5 working the glass, and a great pass off a great cut by McElroy.
McElroy fires his first shot off the back of the rim, rattles way up high, and falls good. Make it 20-19. It's a 1-point game now. Let's see if McElroy can tie it up for the champions.
Good minutes from Baker coming out with his second foul.
McElroy at the line. 4 minutes, 49 seconds left in the second period. He fires his second shot. Count it. Tie game, 20-20. Moore County inbounds. It puts it in the hands of Dawson White. White brings the ball up the court, crosses the timeline. He'll go low side with it. He'll match. I don't know what you did, but that sounds much better. He'll pass it around the arc, send it high side. They'll go across the baseline. No, I think he walked. Did he walk? He slid. They didn't count it. They're going to call something else. As he was going across the baseline towards the basket, the whistle blows. I didn't see the call. Did you know?
I think Brandon? It looks like he called a travel, but 3 for Moore County.
Yeah, so
White, he did something to his knee on that.
Cascade will inbound to bring the ball up the court. Immediately give it to McElroy, who's in the paint all by himself. He'll put up the shot off the backboard, count it for 2, make it 22-20. Champions now back in the lead. 4 minutes, 25 seconds, a timeout on the floor. I tell you what, we'll just keep it right here. Keep it right here. Want to thank our sponsors. First Bank, Curl Construction, Garrison Valley Farms, Cataldo Auto Repair, DNR Dumpsters, DNR Contractors, Cascade Veterinary Hospital, and State Farm agent Rob Gardner.
I want to make a point here. The student section here tonight in the whiteout.
Whiteout tonight here in the student section.
Looking very mint, if I do say so myself.
Also, just up the road, another contest going on at the middle school, which might have affected the crowd a little bit here tonight, as the Cascade community supporting middle school and high school tonight. So crowd a little bit thinner maybe than normal, but all in all, we've got a contest here. This game is much, much, much closer than I was expecting it to be.
Started out strong, Moore County, obviously the 17 first quarter points. Since then, only 3. They hit some perimeter shots. They took advantage of the frenetic nature of that first quarter. A little loose from Cascade coming out, a lot of energy. Since then, Cascade's really locked down on defense and been more patient and effective on the offensive end as well.
All right, timeout's over. We'll go back to basketball action in the second quarter. Moore County with the ball. They'll bring the ball up the court, pass it around the arc on their end with 4 minutes on the clock. They'll find a guy in the paint. They'll take the jump shot from about 4 feet in front of the basket. Count it good. I believe that was Wes Clifton with the 2 points for Moore County. On the Cascadian, we'll bring the ball up the court, pass it to Thomas Gentry, high side. Gentry to Little.
Pass.
Little back passes around the back to Clanton. Clanton takes the shot from about 2 feet in front of the basket, and it counts for good. So Cascade answers right back, 24-22. Champions up by 2. Moore County inbounds. We'll go to the Moore County end. They'll pass it outside the arc. Pass is picked off by Gentry. Gentry's going to go coast to coast with it. Lays it up off the backboard for 2. Champions now lead by 4. Moore County inbounds with Champions putting the press on them. They'll drive all the way to the end. As they do, the whistle's going to blow, and is it going to be against McElroy?
Looks like it'll be 1-1 for sure. That's the 7th or the 8th team foul for Cascade.
Against Little. I guess they're going to call against Jaden Little, and does that put us to 1-1?
Yes, 1-1 for Moore County. Both teams in the bonus.
So Alex Copeland goes to the line for Moore County.
Good news is White for Moore County as that free throw misses.
His shot's no good. The ball's fumbled around. It's going to end up back in the hands of White. He'll drive towards the basket, try to pass it off. The guy underneath the basket was Moore. He just wasn't hardly prepared for it. The ball goes out of bounds, but it apparently goes out on Cascade. They're going to give it back to Moore County here in the baseline underneath their own basket. 3 minutes, 19 seconds on the clock. Moore County inbounds it. High side outside the arc. Now passes low side to the low corner. Takes a shot. It's Morey with a shot. Shot's no
What a
good.
rebound.
Clanton with a big
Snagging it.
rebound. Drives all the way back, coast to coast, meets two under the basket. Two Moore County players under the basket. Clanton goes right through both of them, lays it up for two.
David for Brian, he took that ball like a man.
He was playing like a man. Back on the Moore County end. They'll take the shot. Shot, three-point shot. Shot's no good. Rebound. Moore County will get their own rebound. They'll send it back out to Alex Copeland at midcourt. They'll reset. Copeland to Morey. Morey now tries to pass it high side outside the arc. They just weren't ready for it. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be turnover Moore County champions ball on the Moore County end. They'll inbound it from the high side corner. Looks like Lovern's going to come in. Little's going to come out.
Coach Kenny Parker able to get that ball.
You could see him in
Coach
the
Parker
neon
over there.
there.
He's over there in his Packers green and yellow.
Green Bay yellow, yeah.
That's
Good
right. So Cascade will enter the inbound it to Davis. Davis brings the ball up the court, crosses the timeline, passes high side to Gulick. Gulick now with it. Looks. Now, top of the key to McElroy. Now on over low side to the 45 on the low side to Davis. Davis finds Little underneath the basket. Little can't do anything with it. Passes back out to Gulick. Gulick to McElroy. Around to Clanton. Clanton's going to drive towards the basket. And again, offense like a man.
Man, he is so
drives
good
towards the
attacking
basket. Puts it off the backboard. Count it for two. 30-22. Now your score champions lead by 8. On the Moore County end, they'll pass it around the arc. High side. Drive towards the free throw line. He walked.
Good news for Moore County. Dawson White, who we talked about, number 3, on that couple minutes ago, maybe tweaked his knee, went out. He's back on the court as we have a timeout, it looks like.
That's 15 points for Clanton by my count.
All right, timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. You're listening to Cascade Champion Basketball on the Zinger. We're back in 30 seconds.
Cataldo Auto Repair Service Center in Wartrace is thankful for your loyalty with us over the years. When you need vehicle repair, you need it fast and right the first time. You've proven that cars at 219 Blackman Boulevard East in Wartrace is the place to go. Thanks for trusting their services on all your vehicles time after time. Cars, an excellent alternative to any expensive dealership because their knowledge base and equipment stacks up the same, if not better, than the dealer. Thank you for relying on Cars, proud sponsor of your Cascade Champions on the Zinger.
All right, back at Cascade High School. Timeout's over. It'll be Cascade basketball. They'll inbound it to Davis. Davis brings the ball up the court. Passes low side to McElroy. McElroy now back to Davis. Now high side to Gulick. Gulick back to Davis. Top of the key. Back to Gulick. High side. Gulick squares up. Nope, no shot. Passes to Davis. Davis now low side to McElroy. Now to Lovern on the baseline. Back out to McElroy on the 45 on the low side. Now back to Lovern on the baseline. Now to Gulick. High side. Gulick will step back. Now to Davis. Now to Gulick. Gulick high side. He'll get it to Lovern. Lovern, we're just going to pass it around, burn some time. We'll end up giving it to McElroy. McElroy takes the three-point shot, gets his own rebound, puts it back up. That shot no good. Rebound, Moore County, but it's picked off by McElroy. Wow. Playing like a man. Ryan is missing this. McElroy puts it in for 2. Make it 32-22. All of a sudden, your champions are up by 10. On the Moore County end, they'll pass it around the arc. Lose control of it. It's picked off by Lovern. Lovern gives it to Clanton. We'll all go to the other end. Clanton's going to drive straight towards the basket. Bump into number 2, Brentley Hill of Moore County. The whistle's going to blow, and they're going to call, wow.
Foul on Moore County. Yeah, it felt like it could go either
Lucas
way.
Got a little.
He might have gotten away with
Got
one,
a little
but
luck there, so that's all right. We'll take it. Clanton's going to go to the line to shoot for the champions with 1 minute, 5 seconds left in this half.
It was a rough one. It felt like, obviously on the side, you can't tell, but it did look like he might have been sliding. He didn't get there 3 beats ahead of Lucas Clanton.
Now there's a little bit of, oh, no. Referee's got it figured out. He's going to step over here, talk to the Moore County coach for a second. Clanton will square up to take his free throw shots from the Garrison Valley free throw line. Clanton's first and only shot, no good. Rebound, Moore County. Bring the ball up the court. Morey with it outside the arc. They'll pass it around to White. White's going to drive across the free throw line, get tangled up on Davis's feet, fall to the floor. The whistle's going to blow. This foul's going to be against Jackson Davis. Little will come back in, and Davis will exit for the champions with 55.3 seconds on the clock, and they're going to send Dawson White to the line to shoot 1 and 1. So White at the line. He will fire his free throw. It will count. We'll stick around. We'll do one more. 34-23, your score, with Dawson White at the line for the Raiders.
Much better second quarter for Cascade than the first quarter.
They certainly did turn things around. I was beginning to wonder. Second free throw off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound, Gulick. Gulick brings the ball up the court for the champions. Crosses the halfway mark. Passes high side to Clanton. Clanton now back to Gulick. Gulick will step back to midcourt, and we'll burn some clock here and try to make it to halftime here at Cascade. Gulick with it. He'll pass it low side to McElroy. Directly back to Gulick. Gulick holds the basketball.
30
watches
seconds.
the clock. Passes to McElroy. McElroy back to Gulick. Gulick back to McElroy. We're going to burn all 20 of these seconds. McElroy looks back to Gulick.
Monkey in the middle.
Gulick back to McElroy. 13 seconds. McElroy with it. Now to Gulick. Gulick, high side to Clanton. Clanton makes his move towards the basket, cross the baseline, sends it back out to Gulick. Gulick to McElroy. McElroy's going to drive inside the paint, cross the free throw line, take the shot.
Oh.
The shot falls.
They call a walk,
They're
apparently.
going to call a walk on McElroy.
It's not a travel, but like we mentioned earlier, they're going to call those on those Euro steps.
0.7 seconds left. Moore County inbounds. If the buzzer blows, they don't even get a shot off. We're at halftime. Champions have turned things around. It is now 34-23. 34-23. Champions lead at halftime. We'll take a 2-minute break. We'll come back right after this. You're listening to Cascade Champion Basketball on the Zinger 100.9. We're back in 2.
DNR Contractors is your local home improvement expert. Locally owned and operated with over 30 years experience in the remodel industry. From roofing to remodels or home additions, DNR Contractors is here to help with your next home improvement project. Get your home holiday ready by calling my daddy today at 931-684-1685 or visit our website at dnrcontractors.com. Go Champs!
When the Cascade family needs top quality veterinary care for their furry little friends, or even around the clock emergency care for livestock, they turn to the vet they trust like family. Family is exactly what you'll find at the Cascade Veterinary Hospital on Fairfield Pike in Wartrace. Proudly serving the Bedford County area since 1998, Dr. West and his team continue to serve our community by providing impeccable care in a kind and compassionate environment. 931-389-0449. CascadeVetHospital.com.
Clanton Pipe and Supply, your corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe supplier. Clanton has been selling pipe for over 30 years and carries all types and sizes of corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe. Special orders are available. If it's made, we can get it. We guarantee quality products and reasonable rates, and you'll always get professional service when you call 931-684-4847 for Clanton Pipe and Supply for any pipe and drainage needs. Delivery is available.
Hi, I'm Blake Loon from Cascade School. Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and great auto and home insurance rates? Yep, that is ta-da! Rob Gardner State Farm. So stop shopping around. Rob Gardner State Farm has got you covered. Give Mr. Rob and my mom a call today. 931-685-2080. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Go Champs!
This is Lucas Clanton, senior guard, and you're listening to Radio Home for Cascade Champions Basketball. Zinger 100.9.
All right, welcome back to Cascade High School. It's the halftime report built by Curl Construction and Excavating LLC. As we are at halftime, the score, Champions 34, Raiders of Moore County 23. It was a rough first quarter. Brandon, Noah, it was not the game I was expecting. Champions turn around in the second quarter. They bring the fire back. And things are looking much, much better for our Champions and playing much more like what I was expecting to see. I don't know if it was just a rusty start from the beginning, but things have certainly got back into groove.
Yeah, they didn't seem like themselves there at the beginning, but I really was surprised by Clanton just coming right out the gate. DNR dumpster dunk, three-point shot, ready to go. He seemed like he was saving that up since Monday.
Well, I thought that was going to maybe set the pace for the first quarter,
You'd
but
think.
Things did not go. Things did not go as normally as our Champions play. But like I said, second quarter, great great way to turn things around. I don't know if we got it.
Yeah, it was 20-6 in that second quarter. Cascade won the quarter. It was, they were losing by 3 at halftime, or at the end of the first quarter, 14-17, and now they're up 34-23. Once again, a 24-6 second quarter. That was simply Coach Lawson being like, hey, guys, they hit some threes in transition. Pay attention to what you're doing on offense. That'll help the defense. And in the second quarter, holding that team to 6 points, holding them to quite a few of bad shots as well, or what from Moore County's perspective would be bad shots. Yeah, like you mentioned it, much better second quarter. I expect more of the same in the third as well.
Yeah, Moore County, we talked about obviously several football players on there for Moore County. They got a couple bigger guys that can move their bodies around, push their weight around in the paint, and I think that's hurt us just a little bit underneath the basket. But like I said, turning things around, I expect third and fourth quarter to be right on stride as the second, and perhaps we're over the bumps and hurdles that we faced in the first quarter, as maybe we were just trying to match ourselves up and see what we had. But
it's nice to see Coach put in Sawyer Lovern there with a football-based team, putting the football player back in there, maybe to size up physically.
I think that's what it was. We needed somebody in the paint that can kind of bounce off these guys without getting knocked to the floor. So. Good way to notice Sawyer. Obviously, Sawyer a football player as well.
Good minutes too, yeah, for sure. But, and also another thing in that first quarter, it was just Moore County. They got into it was a full court affair the whole 8 minutes. So they used their athleticism. Moore County's their biggest strength obviously is going to be their athleticism with who they have on their personnel. So when they use that. Maybe caught Cascade a little bit by surprise in the first quarter, just getting used to it a little bit. But once they adjusted, and as you see, when they adjust, it's an 11-point game at halftime.
So that's it, your halftime report built by Curl Construction and Excavating LLC right here on the Zinger. Brandon, we're on YouTube tonight. When we're at home, we're on YouTube, as well as our app. And go ahead and plug us on all our stuff.
Don't mind if I do, David.
I can't ever remember all that stuff, but you can plug us for it.
Yeah, sure. Well, we are on the free mobile app, the Zinger 100.9 on the App Store and Google Play. WZNGradio.com, of course, is the online stream you can go to without the app, but we prefer you download the app. And also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. That's the Zinger 100.9. And a lot of promotional stuff going on there all the time. And also see some cool posters for the games coming up. Like the one we had for tonight, that was for Jackson Crafty Davis.
Yes, it was.
And it said simply, just call him Crafty.
Brandon does a very good job at making those posts for us. And we're very appreciative of it, doing a good job, Brandon. What else was I going to mention here?
That was a fun first half.
Coaches show.
Yeah.
No coaches show this past week. No coaches show next week, as we've got a 3-game week.
It's been a long hiatus, but Chase and I were talking about it. By the time y'all get back to it, it's going to be so many things to talk about. You're going to need 3 hours because we've gone through 5 games or so.
We will definitely probably go over, but next week, starting Monday night, it will be versus Watertown at Watertown. Tuesday night, we're at Moore County to redo this same matchup again Tuesday night. And then next Friday, a week from tomorrow, we're at Fayetteville. So after that, we'll have our next coaches show. So we will have a good little break there. But remember, coaches show on WZNG on Monday nights at 7 when there's not a game. And
in other words, if you're following us next week, go ahead and get your sleep in now.
That's right.
Monday,
that's right.
Tuesday, Friday. We're not stopping.
Also, our games and coaches shows are available on our podcast section using our app. So if you missed a segment, like to hear it again, we welcome you to download our app and revisit that there. So we're just a couple minutes away from the restart of, or not the restart, but the start of the second half right here at Cascade High School. Again, we're at halftime. The champions are ahead by a score of 34-23. You're listening to Cascade Lady Champion Basketball right here on 100.9, the Zinger WZNG. We're back in 2 minutes.
This is the season when not just our head, but our heart's in the game. A time when our town starts to feel more like our team. At First Bank, we're community superfans. We don't wear uniforms, but we all wear our heart for community on our sleeve. That means we're not just in the bleachers Friday nights. We're in your corner 24/7, cheering your goals even louder. Don't just get a bank, get a team. First Bank. Bank local, get more. Member FDIC.
Getting the job done right on a major construction project takes experienced professionals, the kind you will find when you call Curl Construction and Excavating LLC. Like your Cascade basketball squads, Curl hits the ground running while working to get the job done and beating the clock to meet your project deadline. Serving Middle Tennessee's construction and excavation needs for 25 years and still building. Make your project a slam dunk with Curl Construction and Excavating LLC. Call 931-389-6996. CurlConstruction.com. Dig deep and plow, Champion Nation.
Cataldo Auto Repair Service Center in Wartrace is thankful for your loyalty with us over the years. When you need vehicle repair, you need it fast and right the first time. You've proven that cars at 219 Blackman Boulevard East in Wartrace is the place to go. Thanks for trusting their services on all your vehicles time after time. Cars, an excellent alternative to any expensive dealership because their knowledge base and equipment stacks up the same, if not better, than the dealer. Thank you for relying on Cars, proud sponsor of your Cascade Champions on the Zinger.
Are you planning that next big project and thinking how nice it would be if I had a dumpster right there on site? Then call DNR Dumpsters in Shelbyville. DNR Dumpsters provides quality and convenient dumpster rental service for commercial and residential applications. Roll-off dumpsters with prompt delivery, even next-day delivery and haulaway available. Call DNR Dumpsters at 931-684-1685. For more information, visit dnrdumpsters.com.
This is Thomas Gentry, senior guard, and you are listening to your radio home for Cascade Champions basketball. The Zinger 100.9.
All right, welcome back to Cascade High School as we get ready to start the second half. There's your whistle. Clock will start. 8 minutes on the clock. It will be the Raiders with the ball. The Raiders now moving left to right on your radio dial. They'll be on the left-hand side.
Right to left.
I'm sorry, what did I say?
Left to right.
Well, you're right for the YouTube folks.
YouTube,
He's always
YouTube
right.
Is
You
left
can't
to
be
right.
wrong. You should be right for one of them.
Too much. I'm thinking about too much here. So Champions will inbound it as the Raiders throw it away, and we'll go to the Cascade end. Champions moving left to right. I think that's what I was doing. Champions moving left to right on the radio dial. Right to left on the YouTube.
On the TV.
Yeah. So Champions inbound it. They'll give it to Gulick on the high side. Take the three-point shot from the high corner. Shot's no good. Rebound. Burris puts it back up. They jump around. Can't get the second rebound. Or third rebound. Moore County will end up with it. We'll go to the other end. They'll step up top of the key. Take the three-point shot off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound Jackson Davis. We'll go to the Cascade end. They'll find Burris down there. Burris, a little quiet from Burris tonight. He'll give it back to Davis. Now to Thomas Gentry, low side, outside the arc, take the three-point shot. Shot's no good. Burris going up there, squeezed in between two Raiders. Comes down, the whistle blows. They're going to call out against the Raiders. It's going to give the Champions back the basketball from the baseline underneath their own basket.
They called that foul on White. Dawson White.
Davis will inbound it to Gulick in the high corner. Gulick to Clanton. Clanton across the top of the key. Now low side to Gentry. Inside to Burris. Out to Jackson Davis, who will take the the first baked three-point shot and count it. 37-23. Raiders inbound it. We go to the other end. They'll pass it around the arc. Top of the key, now high side. Now back to the middle. Drive, cross the free throw line towards the basket. Take the shot. It goes in and out. They'll get their own rebound, put it back up for two. 37-25. Champions still lead by 12. Champions inbound to Davis. Davis brings the ball up the court, crosses the timeline, passes high side outside the arc to Gulick. Gulick to Burris. Burris back out to Clanton in the high corner. He'll connect for another first bank three-pointer, make it 40-25. Champions on fire outside the arc so far on this second half.
Last game, Clanton got the 28 points, ended at Rockville. He's about to get close to it or pass it.
Moore County brings the ball up to the court, crosses the timeline. They'll pass it around. They try to pass it on the inside. It goes off of Jackson Davis's foot, who put his foot out there. They'll call kickball. We'll go to the baseline, and they will let Moore County inbound it from there. They'll pass it low side. Looked like a walk, but they didn't call it. They'll take a jump shot from the low side. About 10 feet out, connect for two, make it 40-27. Back on the Cascade end. They'll give it to Clanton in the low corner. Clanton cross court to Gulick. Gulick to Davis, top of the key. Back to Clanton. Back to Gulick. Now to Clanton. Clanton, high side corner. Takes a three-point shot off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound, Copeland from Moore County. We'll go to the other end. Copeland crosses the timeline. Passes it high side. Brings it back to the middle. in the hands of Morey. Morey now back to Copeland. Copeland's going to drive towards the basket, pass it to Morey, cross court, low side, outside the arc. He'll drive in, turn around, have to send it back top of the key. Top of the key to White. White drives through the paint towards the basket. Before the shot's blown, the whistle blows. They're going to call the foul here on Cascade.
Clanton, it looked like he slipped on the initial ball reversal and was late closing out, got hit with the foul.
Moore County will inbound it from the baseline.
Throw it away.
They just misread each other, misread their player. They threw it directly to the Moore County bench with nobody getting a hand on it. So turnover, Moore County. It'll go back to the champions. Burris will inbound it for the champions. Davis brings the ball up the court and crosses the halfway mark. 5 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. Davis will go to Gentry. Gentry back to Davis. Now high side to Gulick. Now to the corner to Burris. Burris cross court to Gentry. Gentry on the 45 on the low side. Takes a three-point shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Copeland for Moore County. He'll give it to Morey. Morey will go to the other end. They'll cross the timeline. Back to Copeland. Copeland drives across the paint. Tries to find Parks underneath the basket.
An offensive foul. Gentry got there in plenty of time. That time was set. Feet set. Waited on the contact. Went down. Unfortunate for Moore County. Looked like White was, or excuse me, number 1, Copeland with the foul. Tried to jump stop, but it was too late.
So another turnover for Moore County will result in Cascade possession. We'll inbound it to Davis. Davis brings the ball up the court, passes it low side to Gentry. Gentry back, top of the key to Davis. Now back to Gentry. Now low corner to Clanton. Clanton back to Gentry. Work away back around the arc to Davis. Now high side to Gulick. Gulick outside the arc. Now to Clanton. Clanton's going to drive towards the basket. He makes it to the box, spins, takes the shot. Whistle blows. They call a walk.
Yeah, looks like they called a walk. Couldn't exactly tell from this angle if he dragged his pivot foot, but obviously the official nearest said he did.
So turnover Cascade. It'll go back to Moore County. We're on the Moore County end. They'll bring the ball up the court. They'll drive towards the basket through the paint. The ball will roll off somebody's foot towards the out of bounds. They'll save it, give it back to Copeland. Copeland finds Parks. Parks to Morey. Morey takes the three-point shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Clanton. We'll go to the other end very quickly. Clanton goes low side with it. Outside the arc. Now to the free throw line. Takes the jump shot. Off the backboard. A bank shot. Count it for 2. 42-27.
That is such a tough shot.
Looked a little off balance as well.
Yeah.
4 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock on the Moore County end. They'll drive straight towards the basket, underneath the basket, underhanded, up off the backboard, count it for 2. Moore County with 29 now. Champions with 42. On the champions end, they'll give it to Clanton. Clanton tries to give it to Burris. Burris gets pressure, bobbles it. Ball goes out of bounds. They're going to give this back to Moore County. And perhaps a timeout. Is that what we got here? A timeout. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. 30-second timeout. You're listening to Cascade Basketball right here on the Zinger. We're back in 30.
When the Cascade family needs top quality veterinary care for their furry little friends, or even around the clock emergency care for livestock, they turn to the vet they trust like family. Family is exactly what you'll find at the Cascade Veterinary Hospital on Fairfield Pike in Wartrace. Proudly serving the Bedford County area since 1998, Dr. West and his team continue to serve our community by providing impeccable care in a kind and compassionate environment. 931-389-0449. Cascade Vet Hospital.
Timeout's over. Back to basketball action here at Cascade High School. Your score at the moment, Cascade 42, Raiders 29. It will be Raiders basketball as we start things back up. They'll inbound it. White will bring the ball up the court for the Raiders. He'll go high side, outside the arc, to the high corner, drive across the baseline towards the basket. Whistle will blow before he ever makes it. And they're going to call the foul here on 12. That's going to be Lucas Clanton, and I believe that's going to be maybe his third foul for Lucas Clanton. Looks like Gulick will enter the game.
And this is an interesting time. Yeah, interesting time for Cascade. Clanton's coming out. 4 minutes to go in this third quarter. Going to be something to look at. 4 minutes to go. You're up 13. Moore County, if you're going to make a run, this is the time to do it.
Yeah.
There he comes.
On the inbound, Moore County, it's Jackson Davis, goes way up in the air, steals it, comes all the way down to the Cascade end, drives straight towards the basket, bumps into Copeland in the air. And Davis, the shot doesn't go. It's blocked, and Davis will go to the line to shoot for the Cascade champions. What a play by Jackson Crafty Davis there.
Man, I mean, he must have heard me and said, well, I'm still out here on the court.
He sure did. So Davis fires his first shot. Count it. Good. 43, right?
Yes,
A little
4-3, yeah.
A little late on the scoreboard up there. They still haven't put it up there. Davis at the line to shoot his second free throw. On its way. Also counted. We're still sitting at 42 on the scoreboard. I'm not sure what's happening. There we go. Now we're at 44.
He just likes to add 2 at a time.
That's right. Moore County inbounds. It goes to the high side. On the Moore County end, they'll pass it around the arc. Now low side. Now top of the key. Now back, going around the low side. Back to the top, middle. They'll drive towards the basket. Through the paint. Try to pass it. The pass was intended for Morey. He couldn't hold on to it. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Cascade basketball.
It rolled right off his hands. It was a good pass, but a good drop by Thomas Gentry defensively. Coming back down, making that catch not easy.
Burr swing down to Davis. Davis brings the ball up the court for Cascade. He'll pass it high side to Gulick. Gulick now on around to the high corner to Davis. Davis holds the ball. The whistle blows, and we're going to have another foul here.
Yeah, off the ball, battling in the post. Morey again.
So number 0 for Moore County draws the foul. It'll be Cascade basketball from the baseline underneath their own basket. They'll inbound to Gulick in the high corner. Gulick would go back to midcourt. Turn around, give it back to Davis. Davis to Burris inside the paint, out to McElroy, top of the key for the three-point shot. It's an air ball. Rebound, Thomas Gentry throws it to Davis. Davis drives towards the basket, gets inside the paint. The ball is stripped from him. I don't know if it was a shooting foul or not. It is, yeah. They're going to call a shooting foul. Davis will go to the line to shoot for the champions. The foul was on Moore County, number 3.
Looked like it was Dawson White. Yeah. White.
So Davis at the line. First shot counted. Make it 45. 45-29. 3 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock. We'll make some substitutions here.
Couple of champions.
Clanton will come out. Burris will come out. Lovern and Little will go in.
Copeland also coming out for Moore County, so giving him a little breather.
Davis's second free throw. Counted from the Garrison Valley free throw line. Good. Make it 46-29. Moore County inbounds it. Gives it to White. White brings the ball up the court. He'll drive straight towards the basket. Try to pass it underneath the basket to Morey. No, that's not Morey. That's Baker. Baker couldn't control it. It goes out of bounds. They're going to say it went off Cascade. They're going to give it back to Moore County. Moore County will inbound it from the baseline underneath their own basket. They'll pass it inbounds to Clifton. Clifton around the arc. Now to the high side. They'll take the three-point shot from the high corner. Off the front of the rim, no good. And Clifton comes out of nowhere, gets the rebound. Looks like Cascade doing a little bit of rim watching there. And the ball will go out of bounds. He lost control of it. No, it's stripped from him, I guess, and goes out of bounds. And they'll give the ball back to Moore County.
They called a foul on Thomas Gentry.
Oh, it was a foul. They called a foul.
His third personal. They tried to get a sub up there in time, just didn't get him up to the scorers table in time.
So Moore County inbounds it from the baseline. They'll bring it back to the midcourt, reset, drive, pass it low side outside the arc, take the three-point shot. It goes in, comes out.
Man.
Rebound. Oh,
he touched it.
He caught it at half court. The Moore County player, Will Baker, good effort for Baker as he catches it, but he couldn't hold his balance, and he touches it, has to put his hand down on the other side in the backcourt. Creating the turnover to be Cascade basketball.
He just didn't know he could go in the back court off the deflection. And
that's right. Little inbounds it for Cascade to Davis. Now to McElroy. Now inside to Lovern. Back to McElroy. McElroy goes across the baseline towards the basket. Takes a shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Little. Little puts it back up off the backboard. Count it for 2. The whistle blows. He's going to get a foul. And he'll get a three-point attempt at the Garrison Valley Farm free throw line. Goes Jaden Little to make this a three-point play. 2 minutes, 23 seconds on the clock. Champions lead 48-29. Jaden Little at the line for Cascade. His one and only shot on its way. Count it. Way to finish up Jaden Little. Make it 50-29. I think. Inbound.
Yes.
Moore County. They'll bring the ball up the court. Scorekeeper's slow tonight. Inbound, bring the ball up the court. They'll pass it around the arc. Take the shot at the free throw line. Shot's no good. Rebound, McElroy. McElroy gives it to Davis. We'll go to the other end very quickly. On the Cascade end, Davis going to step inside the arc, take the two-point jump shot for himself. Shot's no good. Rebound, Moore County. They'll go all the way, not before getting it stole by Isaac McElroy. McElroy brings it back to the Cascade end. He'll go low side. Low corner, pick up his dribble, try to pass it to Lovern. The ball is kicked out of bounds by Moore County's Morey. It'll go out of bounds at the Cascade bench, and right at the Cascade bench, and Lovern will inbound it for the champions on the champions end from the low sideline. Lovern now to Davis back at midcourt. 1 minute, 45 seconds in this third period. Davis finds Lovern inside the paint, underneath the
cut.
basket, hands it back to Davis, who drives straight towards the basket, takes the shot. It goes up there, hangs in the air for a moment, comes down. The shot's no good. On the rebound, the whistle blows, and they're going to call a
jump ball.
Jump ball.
Yeah, Little hustling. Got a hand on the basketball from the side. So
possession
no
era goes back to Cascade. Davis will inbound it for the champions. He'll give it to Lovern. Lovern sends it back out to Gulick. Gulick goes back to midcourt to reset. He'll pass it low side outside the arc to Davis. Now inside the paint to Lovern. Lovern turns and spins. As he does, the whistle blows. And
foul. Dawson White got him. It's interesting for Cascade. This is usually a spot. You have Lucas Clanton and Thomas Gentry, two of your starting guards, out of the game in foul trouble. Usually this would be Chance Brown and Jackson Davis, the Chance Brown-Jackson Davis show. This year, Chance Brown, of course, taking a break from basketball. So
Sawyer takes his free throw shot. Shot's no good. Rebound, Cascade. They'll give it to Gulick. Gulick gives it to Little in the paint. Little turns, spins, take the shot from about 4 feet out. It rolls around, falls good. Make it 51-29. 1 minute, 14 seconds on the clock in the third period. Moore County with the ball. They bring the ball up the court, across the timeline. They give it to White. White's going to drive. Nope, he'll send it out to Clifton. Clifton takes a three-point shot from the 45 on the low side. Count it for 3. Champions inbound it to Davis. Brings the ball up the court. 51-32. We're less than a minute in the third period. Davis with it. He'll drive towards the basket, turn around, change his mind. Set back up at midcourt. Slow the ball up a little bit. Gives it McElroy. McElroy now to Lovern. Lovern to Little. Little turns around, sends it back out to Davis, and we're going to burn some time.
He got away with a walk there. Looked like he might have shuffled his feet, but
Davis back on the high side at midcourt. Passes it low side midcourt to McElroy. Back to Davis. High side midcourt. Davis just burning clock here. We're at 23 seconds. Now to McElroy. McElroy dribbles. He's going to go low side. Oh,
good pass.
Finds Little in the paint. Little turns and spins, takes the shot, count it for 2.
Look at that.
53-32, 12 seconds on the clock on the Moore County end. They'll try to pass it low side. Little gets in the way. Little and Morey get tangled up. They're going to call the foul here on Jaden Little. Or did it? No foul?
Or well, yeah, they did call the foul, yeah.
So they call the foul. It's going to be Moore County basketball right in front of the Moore County bench. They'll inbound it to midcourt, put it in the hands of Morey.
5 seconds.
Morey will set things up. 3 seconds. Morey drives in, sends it out to the high corner for the three-point shot at the buzzer, and connects. That shot by Will Baker of Moore County as the third period comes to an end. Cascade champions ahead in this contest. Score 53-35. We'll come back for fourth quarter action right after this 1 minute timeout. You're listening to Cascade basketball on the Zinger 100.9.
Clanton Pipe and Supply, your corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe supplier. Clanton has been selling pipe for over 30 years and carries all types and sizes of corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe. Special orders are available. If it's made, we can get it. We guarantee quality products and reasonable rates, and you'll always get professional service when you call 931-684-4847 for Clanton Pipe and Supply for any pipe and drainage needs. Delivery is available.
Hi, I'm Blake Bloom from Cascade School. Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and great auto and home insurance rates? Yep, that is ta-da! Rob Gardner State Farm. So stop shopping around. Rob Gardner State Farm has got you covered. Give Mr. Rob and my mom a call today. 931-685-2080. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Go Champs!
All right, back at Cascade High School as we start the fourth quarter. It will be Moore County with the possession. They'll pass it around the arc at the free throw line. Now back to the middle. Now top of the key. In the hands of Copeland. Copeland now to Baker. Baker on around to Morey in the low side. Now back top of the key to Copeland. Copeland takes a three-point shot. Shot off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound Little. Little gives it to Davis. We'll go to the Cascade end. Davis crosses the halfway mark. Passes to McElroy in the high corner. McElroy goes across the baseline. Tries to pass it to Little. The pass is knocked loose, but ends up in the hands of Davis. Davis now to Little. Little inside the paint.
Look at there.
Jaden Little playing ball tonight.
A little bit of basketball.
Takes it off the backboard. Count it for two. 55-35. Champions up now by 20 on the Moore County end. They're going to drive straight towards the basket. Through the paint.
Good take.
Off the backboard and count it for two. 55-37 now. Champions give it to McElroy. McElroy goes towards the baseline. Takes a shot. Shot's no good. McElroy falls to the floor. No whistle. Moore County gets the rebound. Will go to the other end. White posts up right inside the paint. Takes a shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Gulick. Gulick now. Moore County playing the full court press. Gulick gives it to Davis. Davis gives back to Gulick. Gulick crosses the halfway mark on the Cascade side. Finds Little inside the paint. Little can't spin. He'll have to send it back out to Gulick. Gulick will go across the baseline towards the basket. Take the shot. The whistle will blow.
I called 3 seconds down there. Yeah, it looks like Little
was in the paint.
Yeah, Little was in the paint.
So,
and
this ball will go back to Moore County on the Cascade end.
Burris back in for Lovern.
6 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock in the fourth quarter. Champions up 55-37 on the Moore County end. They'll drive straight towards the basket. Take one off the backboard. No pressure at all. Underhanded off the backboard. Count it for two. 55-39. Champions inbound to Davis. Davis brings the ball up the court for the Champions. Goes low side with it. Now changes his mind. Goes towards the free throw line. Takes a shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Moore County. Morey with it. He'll drive coast to coast.
What a block.
McElroy gets his block, gets his hand on it as he takes the shot. Rebound Cascade. They'll give it to Davis. Davis goes all the way through the paint on the Cascade end. Puts it off the backboard. Easy layup for Jackson Davis. Count it for two. Moore County with it now. Takes it to their end. Crosses the timeline. Sends it out to the high corner. Takes a three-point shot off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound Baker for Moore County. He'll dribble out to the low corner. Try to pass it. As he does, the whistle blows. What was the call?
They called it travel.
Travel.
Clanton coming back in. So we talked about with 4 minutes to go, he picked up his third foul. It was a 42-29 game. Cascade went on a 17. They outscored Moore County 17-10 with Clanton off the court.
57-39, Champions lead. Burris inbounds to Clanton. Clanton on a run all by himself. He's going to drive towards the basket, and number 1? Yeah, number 1, Alex Copeland, gets in his way. Clanton bumps into Copeland. The whistle blows, and this is going to send Lucas Clanton to the line to shoot for the Cascade Champions.
Looks like they called the foul on number 30 for Moore County.
Oh, it wasn't Copeland.
Yeah, it looks
That's
like
funny. Copeland was the one who went to the floor, but
I guess they gave it to Bobo, and then that saves Copeland the foul, I guess.
So Clanton goes to the line. See some familiar names from previous Cascade play. Blakely Bobo, and then we had Ava Bucks in the girls contest.
Yeah, a transfer from from Cascade.
So that was Clanton's first shot good, make it 58-39. We await the second shot on its way. Rattles, falls good, make it 59-39. Champions now back up by 20. Moore County inbounds it. White brings the ball up the court. He'll drive inside, send it out low at the 45 to Clifton. Clifton takes a three-point shot. Shot's no good. Rebound, McElroy. McElroy gives it to Gulick. Gulick will bring the ball up the court on the high side. Now pass it. As he crosses half court, passes to McElroy. McElroy will take it to the low corner. Pick up his dribble, find Burris in the middle. Turn around, give it to Nick Harris, who's in the game now for the Champions. Harris' shot, no good. Rebound, Burris. Burris puts it right back up there. That shot, no good. Rebound, Moore County. Raiders with it. Take the ball to their end. White drives through the paint. That's a walk.
Just walked right through him.
Wow, he called it. Wow.
What do they
he
call
called the foul. He called the foul on Nick Harris before the travel.
Wow, and they're going to count the basket. They're going to count the basket. So White goes up to shoot. He bumps into Harris. Harris gets the foul. White's going to go to the line to make this a three-point.
And it looked like the right call. Harris getting there a little late and sliding, and then White running into him.
McElroy will come out. Jackson Davis will come in. So you got Clanton, Davis, Burris, Harris, and Gentry on the court for the Champions. White at the free throw line. He'll take his one and only shot, and it will count. Make it 42. Burris will inbound for the Champions. He'll get it to Gentry. Thomas Gentry brings the ball up the court, crosses the timeline, passes it high side to Clanton. Clanton from the high corner. He'll go in, go back out. Now he'll go back in again to the paint. Send it out to Burris. Burris drives through the paint, takes the shot. Shot's no good. Burris gets his own rebound, puts it right back up there again. That shot no good. They make Lucas Clanton in the air, but Baker comes down with it.
Great effort.
Oh.
And Moore County throws it down
oh, my goodness.
court. And as they do, somehow or another, that ball comes way up here in the stands. Almost got my hand on it there.
Yeah, these are big minutes for Nick Harris. You got 4 starters out there, and then Nick Harris coming in off the bench.
So Moore County will inbound it from the sideline at the bench. And as they do, they'll pass it around. Looks like Thomas Gentry will reach in. Was it Gentry?
Yes, that's his 4th foul, too.
Yeah, Gentry reaches in, creates the foul. They'll give the ball back on the low sideline at the Moore County bench to Moore County. Thomas Gentry will exit. Gulick will come in to take his spot. 4 minutes, 29 seconds on the clock. Champions lead 59-42. Moore County inbounds it to Baker. Baker drives top of the key. Turns, spins, goes through the paint. And he walks, but they did call the whistle before the walk this time. And let's see what the whistle's going to be. It's going to be on the Champions number.
It's like on little Jaden Gulick out there reaching in.
So Gulick creates the foul, takes the foul. And they're going to send Will Baker to the line to shoot for the Raiders of Moore County. 4 minutes, 24 seconds on the clock, 59-42. We're in the 4th period. Baker's shot is good. His only shot. Oh, no, he'll get one more. I was about to say, what are we doing?
Everybody runs to inbound the ball.
Yeah, they were playing it. They were playing it as if it was his only shot. So Baker at the line. He'll get one more for Moore County. Shot's on its way. Count it. 59-44 now your score. Champions lead. Burris inbounds all the way down the court to Clanton. Clanton goes up in the air. Lays it up. Could have had a little something extra there if there wasn't one guy in his way there. 61-44 on the Moore County end. They'll take a 3-point shot.
Off the net.
I was waiting on you guys because I couldn't tell. Did that one go in?
Wrong side of the net.
It looked almost like it went in. So he hit the net, but the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Champions basketball.
Oh, hey.
Burris will inbound it to Davis. Davis will bring the ball up the court. He'll make his motions as the Champions get ready for the possession. Davis crosses the timeline. Sends it high side corner to Clanton. Clanton cross court to Harris. Harris from the low corner takes a 3-point shot. It's a first bank 3-pointer for Nick Harris. His first points on the board for tonight. 3 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock. 64-44. Champions ahead by 20. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. 30-second timeout. You're listening to Cascade Champion Basketball right here on the Zinger. We're back in 30.
On game night, winning is everything. But at First Bank, we know life's big wins happen off the field. Like when you win that amazing heart, when you win your first classroom's respect, or when you win your employees' loyalty and find the home that wins their smiles. Life's big wins take a bank big on you. Join a team that helps you win not only on game day, but on days you never forget. First Bank, the official bank of TSSAA. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Cascade High School. Timeout is over. We'll resume play with 3 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock. Champions up by 20, a score 64-44. 64-44. As we restart things after this timeout, it will be the Raiders basketball on the Cascade end. They'll inbound it to Dawson White, who will bring the ball up the court for the Raiders. Cross the timeline. Hand it off. Pass it around. It's stolen by Davis. Davis goes straight to the basket for the layup.
Wow.
Count it. Count it.
Crafty.
Jackson Davis with 2. 66-44. Back on the Moore County end. They'll try again. They'll pass it high side corner. Take the 3-point shot off the side of the rim. No good. Rebound. Jackson Davis.
He's not done.
Davis all by himself. It's 1-on-2.
Ooh.
He'll turn as he tries to take the layup. He'll get tangled up with Dawson White. The whistle blows. The shot doesn't go.
They'll call that an intentional foul or whatever they call it now these days. A little extra on the foul. And I understand why you call that. You know, there's 3.5 minutes. It's a 22-point game, and you get a little cold shoulder.
So intentional foul. It'll put Davis at the line to shoot all by himself at the Garrison Valley free throw line. His first shot up, something you don't see often out of Davis, but he misses his first one. Second shot, fire away. Davis in the air, count it.
I actually saw it last game earlier in the first half. He didn't really connect well at the free throw line until the second half.
You're exactly right. 67-44 because of the intentional foul. The ball will go back to the champions. They'll inbound it from the baseline underneath their own basket. Davis will inbound it to Clanton. Clanton will step back. Ooh, drive to the free throw line. Take the jump shot. Shot rattles, no good. Rebound Moore County to the other end. Baker with it for Moore County. He'll go high side towards the basket. Dribble around his back. Go around Nick Harris. Go towards the basket. Before the shot, the whistle blows. And what do we got this time, guys?
Looks like they called that on Harris. Just kind of being in the way. I mean, that's about all you can call it. Just kind of being in the way. A little.
Yeah.
2 fouls for Harris.
So Will Baker will go to the line for the Raiders to shoot with 3 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. Baker fires his first shot. Count it good. 67-45. 67-45. Now your score, and Baker will get another free throw for the Raiders. Give the ball to Baker. Dribbles. Shots on its way. Count it also. 67-46. Champion 67, Moore County 46. Substitutions made, and it'll be Champions basketball as we get loud in here.
That's who the students were chanting for.
Burris inbounds it. We got Logan Pulley in the game now for the Champions.
Yeah, that's who the.
That's the noise.
Pulley gives it to Davis. Davis brings the ball up the court, crosses the timeline. Davis finds Clanton. Clanton inside the paint, turns, spins, fakes, and gets the shot up. Count it right off the backboard. It's money. 69-46.
And he can just do so much. I mean, having 2 senior guards or 2 lead guards that are this experienced like Jackson Davis and Clanton are just big time.
Moore County on the Moore County end. They'll pass it around the arc. They'll finally put it in the hands of Copeland. Copeland will drive through the paint and put the shot up. The shot goes in.
That's who they were cheering for.
Well, we've got, looks like Zach Croslin entering the game for the first time this season.
Yeah.
So 69-48. Croslin gets some cheers as he enters the game. Cascade with the basketball. They'll enter it today. There's so much going on. I'm having a hard time watching.
I think it's fair to say that he's well liked.
Yes, Davis brings the ball down the court, passes to Harris. Harris to Clanton. Clanton from the high side corner, drives across the baseline, takes a shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Moore County. The ball will be knocked out of bounds. They'll give it back to Moore County with 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. Now we've got Tucker McGee entering the game, as well as Henry Stone, I believe. So we've got Pulley, McGee, Stone, Harris, and Croslin.
McGee, who is that fella?
I know that guy. Moore County brings the ball up the court, crosses the timeline. They'll pass it around the arc. They'll get pressure.
They got Eli Elliott at the scoreboard. The students did. How about that?
All right. Moore County finds their man inside the paint. It's blocked by Harris. The shot's blocked by Harris. Stone and Bobo get tangled up for Moore County. And now we've got Eli Elliott entering the game. Nick Harris will exit. So we've got a fresh crew out here. It's exciting. Students are excited. Everybody's excited.
Student section cannot be tamed right now.
Elliott gives it, inbounds it to Stone. Stone gives it to Pulley. Pulley crosses the timeline for the Champions, and he'll get pressured to the point they trip him up. The whistle will blow, and it looks like Pulley's going to get a couple
free throws
out of this, possibly two.
Students, loudest they've been since the first half when the game was close. They have, they've got Lawson to empty the bench. How about that?
So first free throw.
Oh, that was the 10th foul, not the 9th. So
I'm just going to say it. A proud dad getting some pictures.
I had to hit a picture. I didn't see. Did the free throw?
You're not going to say it, so I'll say it for you.
Did the free throw go in? I didn't see it.
No, I did not.
All right, so they're giving him a second. Was it a lane violation? Must have been a lane violation.
Double bonus that time.
Oh, we went to double bonus.
Yeah, 10th foul.
All right, so Pulley connects on his second free throw, make it 70-48. Moore County inbounds, brings the ball to their end. They'll pass it around. Pass around the arc, still on the outside. Now they'll drive across the free throw line through the paint, take the shot. The shot is called off, no good, but the whistle blows. And this foul is going to be against number 11, which is going to be Zach Crosland. And they're going to send number 15, Will Parker. Will Parker, also another former Cascade player, moved to Moore County a few years ago. Part of the Parker crew here in the Cascade community.
That's got 2 Cascade names lumped into one.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
That's a whole mess.
Parker connects on his first free throw and lines up for his second free throw. It's on its way. Count it as well. 70-50. Champions still lead by 20. Elliott inbounds to Pulley. Pulley goes straight towards the basket, takes the shot off the backboard. No pressure. Count it for 2. 72-50. Hope Benny D's getting to listen tonight. Benny D's grandson, Logan Pulley, on the play there. Back on the Moore County end. They'll pass it around, try to get it inside the paint. They do take the shot. Shot's no good. Rebound, Pulley. Pulley with it. He'll let Moore County retreat to the other end. Pulley crosses the timeline of the Cascade end. 1 minute, 11 seconds on the clock. They'll go to inside the paint to Elliott. Now outside to Tucker McGee. McGee go across the baseline, takes a shot. Shot's no good. Rebound, Elliott. Elliott tries to send it back out to Pulley. The pass is misread. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Moore County. I'm calling this thing like we're 2 points apart. I'm excited.
Man,
it's great to see these young guys out here. These young guys have worked so hard. It's great to see them get a little bit of play time.
That's exactly how it should be called. Every play,
every possession. Yeah, and the students are having the time of the night over there.
They are. Moore County inbounds it from the sideline on the Cascade end. They'll bring the ball up the court, cross the timeline, pass it around outside the arc. Now back to midcourt. Now high side. Will Parker with a three-point shot off the front of the rim, no good. Moore County gets their own rebound, puts it right back up. That shot no good. Another rebound by Moore County underneath the basket. No, Logan Pulley comes up with it somehow or another.
30 seconds.
And Pulley will bring it back down to the other end. He'll pass it to McGee in the high corner. McGee to Elliott. Elliott underneath the basket, takes a shot. Shot's no good. Rebound, Moore County.
That would have kept the night off for the students. Big time right there.
23 seconds. Parker goes towards the basket. He bumps into Pulley. Pulley goes to the floor. Parker, good sportsmanship from them boys who grew up together. Parker pulls up Pulley. And looks like Parker will go to the line to shoot for Moore County.
Man, having Elliott score would have just ended everyone's night on the perfect note. Man.
Will Parker at the line. Takes the shot. Rattles. No good. 22.6 seconds on the clock. Score 72-50. Champions will win this one. Parker's second shot off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound. Eli Elliott. Elliott gives it to Pulley. Pulley down court to McGee. McGee inside.
Great
to Crosland.
assist.
Crosland puts it up for 2 for his first 2 points of the season.
Great assist by McGee.
10 seconds left. Will Parker goes all the way down, and McGee goes up in the air, blocks the shot clean. Moore County rebounds it, and Elliott blocks the second attempt. This place is getting wild for these guys.
It's like they're in the region championship game
I see Marty.
Oh, my goodness.
I see Marty Crosland, his wife over there hugging, and everybody hugging. It's a great environment.
One more.
Moore County shot blocked by Crosland, picked up by McGee, throws to the end. Moore County, talk about the sportsmanship. These guys are patting each other on the back, having a great time. Final score, buzzer sounds, final score here at Cascade High School. Cascade 74, Moore County 50. Champions win. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll be back to Cascade High School right after this. You're listening to Cascade Champion Basketball on the Zinger 100.9. We're back in 2.
There's peace of mind when you discover quality local beef for your family that's backed by tradition at Garrison Valley Farms. Taste the difference of locally processed beef, free of antibiotics, steroids, and hormones. They always have quarters of beef available and halves and wholes available by request. 931-389-1005. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and Saturdays from 9 to 12. Fill your freezer with quality local beef backed by Bedford County tradition at Garrison Valley Farms. Proud supporter of Cascade Champion Basketball on the Zinger.
Cataldo Auto Repair Service Center in Wartrace is thankful for your loyalty with us over the years. When you need vehicle repair, you need it fast and right the first time. You've proven that cars at 219 Blackman Boulevard East in Wartrace is the place to go. Thanks for trusting their services on all your vehicles time after time. Cars, an excellent alternative to any expensive dealership because their knowledge base and equipment stacks up the same, if not better, than the dealer. Thank you for relying on Cars, proud sponsor of your Cascade Champions on the Zinger.
DNR Contractors is your local home improvement expert. Locally owned and operated with over 30 years experience in the remodel industry. From roofing to remodels or home additions, DNR Contractors is here to help with your next home improvement project. Get your home holiday ready by calling my daddy today at 931-684-1685 or visit our website at dnrcontractors.com. Go Champs!
When the Cascade family needs top quality veterinary care for their furry little friends, or even around the clock emergency care for livestock, they turn to the vet they trust like family. Family is exactly what you'll find at the Cascade Veterinary Hospital on Fairfield Pike in Wartrace. Proudly serving the Bedford County area since 1998, Dr. West and his team continue to serve our community by providing impeccable care in a kind and compassionate environment. 931-389-0449. Cascade Vet Hospital.
You're listening to the Zinger 100.9 and AM 1400 WZNG Shelbyville, your radio home for Cascade Champions basketball.
All right, welcome back to Cascade High School as we just finished up the matchup between Cascade and the Moore County Raiders. Cascade taking this final contest by a score of 74-50. Guys, it started off a little rough, but it ended up very exciting, very fun. Lots of action from the Cascade bench tonight, with lots of guys seeing some play time and well-deserved, too.
I think what Noah wanted more than anything was to stand up after those two games. As a trooper right there.
Man, it feels good. I could have been doing this the whole second half, I guess, at this point. Yeah, it was great. Great response after the first quarter. Moore County came out with all sorts of energy. You knew they come out fired up to play, Cascade tonight, undefeated, 4-0 coming into tonight, I'm pretty sure, and coming off that big win against Rockvale. You knew Moore County was going to come out firing in the first quarter. And it was just about weathering the storm for Cascade. And you're at home, you expect that to eventually happen, and it did. Settled down in the second quarter. Good performance. And then when Lucas went out with his third foul, Lucas Clanton went out with his third foul about 4 minutes ago. Third quarter, it was a 13-point game, 42-29. When he came back in, Cascade had extended the lead significantly into the fourth quarter. And by that point, it was let the kids have fun at that point.
It was. You're listening to the postgame report built by DNR Contractors again. Champions victorious over Moore County by a score of 74-50. Guys, I think y'all got some awards you'd like to
I want
talk
to
about real quick.
Start with the Cascade Veterinary Hospital Heart of a Champion. Tonight it went to one that hasn't got one yet this year, but it's not because that's not the reason he's getting it tonight. He really did earn it all across the board. Just has some really nice pickups there. This one goes to Jaden Little.
Yeah, I mean, rebounding, offensive rebounding, crashing the offensive glass, some nice passing as well. Good hands. He's a guy that's going to be pretty important for this team as the season progresses down there on the glass. So nice showing for him to win that tonight. He played very well tonight.
And also, it's going to go kind of back and forth between these two guys, it seems. But Rob Gardner, State Farm agent, player of the game tonight. The good neighbor this evening is Lucas Clanton.
Yeah, he got everybody set in the second quarter and got everybody rolling at that point, and the team was off from there.
And we can't forget the first possession.
Right, coming out with the slant.
From the get-go, he set the tone early.
The first, I think it was less than 10 seconds.
Yeah,
was it not less than probably less than 5 seconds? Clanton sets the pace for the champions tonight with a slam dunk immediately on the first possession as this ball game started. Hey, Brian missed it.
You missed the DNR dumpster dunk, man.
He missed it. I tried to do it in Brian Cruz style. I hope
took it like a man.
I hope we did it. I hope we did it well enough to meet his satisfaction. But there you have it, Lucas Clanton and Jaden Little tonight with our awards that we give out. Again, I want to thank all our sponsors. First Bank, Curl Construction, Garrison Valley Farms, Cataldo Auto Repair, DNR Dumpsters, DNR Contractors, Cascade Veterinary Hospital, and State Farm agent Rob Gardner. Do we have any points? You got high scores?
Pretty sure it was Lucas Clanton. Yeah, that was
Lucas, and of course Jackson Davis. Obviously, honorable mention there with several attempts to the free throw line, or several trips to the free throw line, as well as several layups I can recall.
Yeah, defensively really well done as well.
Absolutely. So we're back. We're off tomorrow night. No coaches show Monday night because we
got a string of games coming up, David, 3 in a row.
Right here in my hand. I'm looking for you for the answers. So Monday night, we'll travel to Watertown. No coaches show because we'll be in Watertown.
I think we're home. We're versus
I'm
Watertown
sorry.
Monday. We
It
travel
is.
to Moore
I can't
County
get it
Tuesday.
right.
You're all right. You're all right.
You got the font too little on the schedule.
Oh, well.
My old eyes are going to have to see it better. All right, so we're at home Monday night against Watertown, and then on the road Tuesday night to Moore County, where we will revisit this same contest, and then, of course, Friday night at Fayetteville. So big week for the champions and lady champions. Next week, 3-game weeks. 3-game weeks are always difficult.
Yes.
I've heard Coach Lawson talk about it several times, how they respond to what they do during the week when they've got a 3-game week. So it'll be interesting. I'm not sure much. I don't know much about Watertown, but I know Fayetteville is a much anticipated game, and I'm sure Moore County
always
will
is
be,
around here.
Yeah, Fayetteville always on the coaches show. We've had several of the guys on there, and that was one of the games they always mentioned was Fayetteville, and so they're really looking forward to that and wanting that win, hungry for that win there in Fayetteville. Again, Tuesday night against Moore County. Obviously with what happened here tonight, you're going to see
Feeling
some more.
good.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're going to. I feel good for the champion's sake, but you're also going to have Moore County wanting a bigger bite.
Yep.
You're going to have Moore County knowing what to expect and knowing who to watch, and
Another week together as well.
playing that close back to back. You remember a lot.
Yep.
And so they're going to know what to look for from the champions. So
Elephant doesn't forget.
Another good contest coming up. So a big week next week for the Lady Champions and Champions. Guys, you got anything else for us?
Well, Noah, it was great to work with you again. Hope we find an opportunity for you either on the coaches show or the games here coming up this season.
Absolutely. We will have Noah back.
He's
no
a plethora
doubt
of
about
information.
It. No doubt about it. We appreciate you filling in for Brian tonight and look forward to having you back throughout the rest of the season as well as time permits. But for Brandon Crosland, for Noah Maddox, I'm David McGee. We appreciate you listening tonight. Don't forget, if you missed the broadcast, like to re-listen to it, you can get on our app, go to the podcast section where those games and coaches shows are also posted. From Cascade High School, again, final score for your ladies. Ladies fall to the Lady Raiders tonight by a score of 18-58. Cascade boy champions are victorious over the Raiders of Moore County by a score of 74-50. Until Monday night, have a good evening, everyone.